What's good? This your boy King John, man, and you tuned in again to Mom Made Radio, man. Let's get it. Welcome to Mom Made Radio. This is King John. This is the Mom Made Radio podcast, and we are live. You know what I'm saying? Sister Kitty and Coach, I'm glad y'all are here with me. I kind of want to pick up the conversation from the last room, which is the toxic femininity. And Coach, you was talking about it. Kitty, did you want to say something real quick? You got your mic up. I don't know if you know. Oh, okay. You didn't know you had your mic up. Okay, so Coach, if you want to pick up on what you were saying in the last room about what you believe toxic femininity is, and we can start there, and I'm gonna go into some of the details about toxic femininity that I picked up myself. So you can start it off.
So I did have a second to think about it a little more, but I mean, in a nutshell, it really does boil down to imbalance. And actually, imbalance does cause toxicity. So that's the irony. But I mean, it is imbalance in the female, and it can be identified in several ways, but it really starts with self. It's kind of like us on the outside looking at someone, we can easily sort of target certain things that we identify as toxic. But unless that person is willing to, say, hey, this is becoming a problem, this is not sort of feeling good with my spirit, then that person is going to continue to have or increase those toxic behaviors.
Well, honey, okay, so can you give me an example of what you would call like something that would be toxic femininity? And then after you get that, then I'm gonna go into what I would call it.
So the first thing that I mentioned was about communication, because that's what I really see that is the most prevalent in the community. And that is where you have a woman who is maybe speaking out of, and I don't want this to sound, in any way misogynist or anything like that, but I would say speaking out of turn in terms of not listening and then, responding or speaking over someone, being rude, and, just being sort of energetically inappropriate, if you ask me.
Okay, so I got this chart, right? In this chart, it talks about wounded, and let me actually check it out. Let me see. Let me see real quick. Okay, so we got wounded feminine energy, insecurity, needy, codependent, manipulative, um, overly emotional, and victim mentality. These are feminine, toxic feminine traits. So the one that you was probably speaking about, you said more so communication, lack of communication. Is that what you said?
Well, really all of those things, but just poor communication skills.
Okay, so I would say that that poor communication skill is a key factor, but when it comes to lack of communication, that's not really uh, a feminine or masculine concept though. You know what I'm saying? And so like if we put it as, you know, just because a person don't know how to communicate properly, then they are feminine, then that would kind of be a little bit deep. But I would say more so, because the truth of the matter is, man, and like, throughout ancient cultures and time, were always the ones that talked or did the talking, and then did the communicating and did the writing. You know what I'm saying? So men, like throughout history, always had more to say than women, and like we're starting to get into a generation where people are starting to make it seem like talking is more so a feminine concept. Like, can you tell me why you think that is?
Well, I was really saying back to the feminine, the toxic femininity is that by them being unbalanced, they are coming more from a masculine perspective and being more aggressive than they naturally maybe should be. I mean, I think when it comes to the exchange between, maybe a masculine and a feminine energy, I think that they should balance each other out. And if the female, per se, is, harnessing too much of that masculine energy day in and day out, then she is coming across naturally more aggressive. So, I mean, I understand poor communication. That's something that needs to be like worked out. But if the woman is not even coming from a woman energy perspective, then, I think it's already a challenge right there.
Well, in that sense, you are right. But I would say, like, okay, for example, in this same chart, um, in this chart, it talks about wounded masculine energy. So toxic masculine energy. That would include being controlling, aggressive, having withdrawals, avoids things, too competitive, abusive, and unstable. Now, this is toxic masculine energy, masculine energy, and then we also have toxic feminine energy, which is the opposite, which is insecure, needy, codependent, manipulative, overly emotional, and having a victim mentality. So, if we look at all these concepts, we can see that there's a balance on both. There are men who act like the feminine concepts, and there are women who act like the masculine concepts. That's why there's supposed to be a balance of masculine and feminine energy that exists. We're supposed to be able to balance our masculine traits and our feminine traits and actually come to an understanding on what that really means. And so, for example, wounded masculine energy, being one of them is aggressive, being aggressive. Being aggressive is a masculine feminine trait. Women are aggressive, men are aggressive. That's not exclusive to either one, but it's a damaged masculine energy that's being portrayed when that's happening. That means that if a person is being aggressive, they have an unbalance of masculine energy to somewhere that's going on where they're wounded somewhere. There's some type of wound in their masculine energy that needs to be fixed, and it's causing them to be aggressive. You feel me? And it could be a man or a woman. So that's what you think about that, and I'm gonna let you say something to that.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. And I also agree with the fact that the man is supposed to heal the woman and the woman is supposed to heal the man. So, and also the individuals are responsible for healing themselves. You really supposed to come into the situation whole, but I'm a realist. So I say, do what you can with what you have. So with that being said, if the two are not focused on healing together, then I mean, what are they really doing? I would say they're tearing each other apart.
That's true. Okay, so but you have to, like, for example, can somebody really help somebody if they not aware of what that person needs help with? Like, if my partner is doing something that I don't like and I don't tell them that they're doing it, how can they change it? And I think a lot of people avoid that. That's toxic in itself, and we sometimes think that is not. Like, and I know a lot of women who got this bad. Matter of fact, I got an example that I played that was a part of one of my podcasts in 2020 with a woman I was dating, and we was together, and something happened in the recording that I peeped. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I didn't even peep that, but she was throwing a hint to me, and I missed the hint entirely, and she never communicated that to me. You know what I'm saying? But we argued about something similar after that, and I didn't never know where, like, she was talking about. And as I listened to that and replayed it, I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. So my point that I'm making is that when we have a lack of communication, like you said at first, actually, lack of communication, which is not exclusive to just man or woman, then that in itself is bad, and that has nothing to do with your feminine energy or your masculine energy. That's just a lack of love, for real. I feel like. What you think?
I was going to say something. So the first thing I was going to say was, dang, I think that. Wait, I had a point about what was the first thing you said? It was something you said because you kind of threw me about taking me all the way back to 2020. So I'm like, dang, I gotta look for that replay. But what I was really going to say was, oh, that's what it was like 3 conversations ago. But I want to go back to where you said that men were the teachers and men were the writers. And I know I was holding it for so long, but
No, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this then, because I can see you a little discombobulated with that. But I got the clip. I'm gonna play the clip of what I'm talking about. Right? Let's do
okay,
that.
okay.
Let's do that, because it's funny. It is a funny situation though, because so this is a clip of me with this woman I was dating in 2020. And I'm about to let y'all hear it just so we can kind of use this as an example of how sometimes there could be a complete misunderstanding, and then a lack of communication can actually cause things to get worse. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead. So boom, boom, boom. Say something to the people, baby. Talk to them. Okay. I'm ready to go to sleep. I guess she ready to go to sleep, but I'm not. I actually think I'm about to get up and get myself together because I done had enough sleep. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, because she good. She ain't got to go to work till tomorrow. I have to go back to work today. So, much love to y'all. Much love. Y'all have a good one. I will start right there. So, what y'all think about that? Did you hear did you hear it?
Loud and clear.
Okay, cool. So, yes, situations like that, even though after that situation, things still went whatever way they were supposed to go. I like in reality, like that's what I thought. But it was something deeper than that I didn't even realize until I listened to that, which was like a week ago or so. Not even that I heard it. I happened like came across it because I was like, I forgot about this, and I happened to click on it, and sure enough, I heard it. So yes, we can sometimes have situations where we don't even recognize something's happening, and our partner really should speak up and like not like she could like right after that she should have been like after that went off she'd be like, babe, you hold the shit out of me or something. Like, that, you know what I'm saying? Like, just communicate it. Like, maybe she didn't take it as I hold her or nothing like that, but she could have took it as something like, well, maybe I need to actually communicate to this man like that. We didn't just connect on that right there just then. You know what I'm saying? He missed something. She threw me a sign, I missed it, which means that either she should have left me alone after that, or she should have communicated to me like, hey, you missing signs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a sign. No, go ahead, coach. Say what you got to say to that. Go ahead.
Well, first I'm gonna say, big respect to you for having the replays on and being so transparent, and for acknowledging, yourself in there, reflecting on yourself, going all the way back to 2020. So, let me give you a physical applause. So, okay, right. So, with that being said, that's a major step. um so what happens with you replaying that is you actually connected with the vibration. So now, should that same instance ever happen again with any other female, you will not miss it because you'll say, whoa, the vibe changed, something changed here. So now that you've done that reflection, you can connect with that, and I'm happy for you.
Yes, yes. Well, this is my thing. Why does it have to be like that? Why couldn't she have communicated to me like and we know deep down what it is. Like, she might not look at it like that. She's looking at it like this nigga's supposed to know. Like, that energy. And it's like, well, shit. Like, I obviously don't, and you obviously claim you like me, and you obviously see that I'm genuinely like. If you hear what I'm saying, like I'm like into the podcast for one. That was just what it is, and I'm also like thinking about the fact I got to go to work in a little while. You know what I'm saying? My mind is really not even focused on anything beyond just like what's about to occur in this day going forward. And she's thinking about sex, which I don't have a problem with that, but it was more so like, communicate to me and let me know like what's happening, because my mind is somewhere else. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think like that, like I could have become more aware with some communication. So why do you think that a woman would more so think like a man should have to learn that than she can communicate that?
So let me answer the question, I guess, from my perspective as a female first, and then I can kind of go into what I felt from hearing the clip. So, from a female perspective, maybe for me, playing my feminine role, sometimes, you pick your arguments, you pick your battles. Sometimes you can go ahead and bow out gracefully, as to keep the peace and maybe bring it up at a later time, when the communication flow is a lot easier, versus when you are emotionally entangled with a situation. So I heard you mention that, she perhaps wanted intimacy at that moment, and you were so focused on the podcast, which I get it. I mean, look at your PTR. You know what I'm saying? You haven't changed yours. I even changed mine. It was the same for 2 years, but I just started changing it. So, I mean, I get it. What I can say to, the communication that I heard in the clip is that maybe one, she didn't want to, change your energy. Maybe she cared enough not to change your energy for your public, for your viewers. Maybe she cared that much. But at the same token, maybe, in your lack of, and I hope that I'm saying this without no disrespect, but maybe in your lack of maturity at that time, she probably, did not want to even bring it to you and not even get the response that she knows she probably wouldn't get. So, I mean, again, it does boil down to communication. These are all hypotheticals. I mean, but we live and we learn, and then we get to really win when we actually do the work, the self work.
Yeah, and you know what? I hear what you're saying, but it's like that's a lot of you and how you personally will feel about certain things, and I understand that that's the only place you can come from with it. But I want to know from your perspective, right? What if I genuinely would have just needed her to tell me that one time, and I never would have missed another sign at all? And what if that would have helped a lot? And when you say like she wouldn't have if she would have said something, she would have picked her back, because she could have after the podcast was over. Because like I said, after we actually tapped into some sexual energy, so she could have still like I mean help me out for future, like, because that made I look bad. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I look bad to myself is what I'm saying. I don't care whoever else caught it, but that was really an obvious thing. But in reality, her being my woman, I felt some type of way about that. Like, no, I should have been, that's how she was feeling. Like, it's like I ain't even peep. How did I miss that? Like, that energy. So I just feel like I know I can feel her feeling some type of way, and I feel like she should have brought that to my attention, and it would have helped me. Like, why can't a woman see that? Like, why would I be like? And I ain't gonna let me put it like, let me try to make it without me not trying to take no blame. But where do the accountability on how to make something better like pop in the head of the woman in this situation, or is there even a make it better?
Right. I'm an optimist. So, I mean, my name is Sparkles. So, what I'm going to say is the other side to that is maybe she didn't want to seek, peace or justice in that situation. Maybe it was not even worth the energy, so to speak. So it sounds like you two weren't communicating sort of effectively. So because that should have been something that should have just been able to be said maybe as soon as you turned the mic off, as soon as you got in the car, come back in the house. You said it went down, so it sounds like it was successful at some point. But right then and there, I also kind of, to be honest, TBH, it's the tone for me. You know what I mean? So the tone is kind of not giving such a positive energy. It's not giving off such a sweet aroma. Just being honest.
Like, what you mean? Like, far as on her part or
Yeah,
what?
on
Like, what
her
you
part,
mean?
it didn't seem like, when a woman is like crazy. in love, she is like bubbly, energetic, you know what I mean? And it just didn't sound like that. It seemed like and this is no shade to you, but it seemed like she was feeling a bit neglected just overall. And, intimacy is only one, or sexual intimacy is only one part of a relationship. So, I mean, again, kudos to you for reflecting on that and digging deep into that. But it's a lot of things that come into play with, her tone.
Yeah, no, that's why, like, for example, let me do this, because this is important, right? Like, hold on.
Good effective day. Say something to the people, baby. Talk to them.
Like, hold on. First off, I want to do this. I want to play this little part right here. And I want to show how it even started, like the start of it, right?
Okay, back to that. You said you feel like it has something to do with a female, or you said you feel like it's a female fault?
I feel like it's a female fault. I feel like it's female's fault.
No. He made his own choice. It ain't.
No,
females.
That's not the thing. Listen, but more niggas is gonna be doing this shit, cause still, like,
weak-minded.
If it's gonna be females that's gonna be like, free G Herbo, he a real nigga, and all these, and then a real nigga. Yeah, for real, that's what they gonna say. And then they go.
We were just talking for shit like this.
You have, but I'm saying that's a different breed.
And placed up to a man, like that's the stuff.
Okay, so that was the beginning part of it.
If they try to,
and then this ending part, this is the energy at the end that I felt, and I can I felt the shift, because I, like, mind you, like, she, like, I noticed, because I'm remembering this moment, like, this throughout this thing, like, you know what I'm saying, she touching on me, and she was looking at me in a certain way that I know, like, what she was really trying to say now at this point in my life, at this moment. At that time, I wasn't paying no attention, but what I'm saying is, this is the energy shift right here. Let me see.
What you mean to me, baby? Don't be mean to me, baby. What you mean to me, baby? Don't be mean to me, baby. You been loving me lately. Yeah, you definitely my lady. Think about making the baby. Yeah, these emotions are crazy, but I love you, no maybes. It's what you mean to me, baby. Don't be mean to me, baby. What you mean to me, baby? Don't be mean to me, baby. Yeah, you been loving me lately. Yeah, you definitely my lady. Think about making the baby. Yeah, these emotions are crazy, but I love you, no maybes. It's what you mean to me, baby. What you mean to me, baby? What you mean to me, baby? Don't be mean to me, baby. Don't be mean to me, baby. Yeah, you know you're my lady. Yeah, you know you're my lady. Yeah. She a dime, no Roosevelt. All this time I love her, felt all this love she got. Her love hot like Cupid's gun. I've been shot right in the heart. I could die, but she saved my life. Love me right, running like she my wife. If I do it right, change my life, I will pursue it, might. I'm a simp for you, I didn't think it true. A woman as dope as you my boo, I didn't choose. God dropped you off in my life. I'll be a fool not to fight to make you mine. I get mad, I be lying, acting like another can compare to you. Baby, this love is true, we learned it up in school. Yes, love is cool. I look at you and produce endless drool. I'ma fix myself using any tool. I'm with God and all I need is you. Your actions bring the proof. These actors didn't seem to prove themselves with a goddess like I do. You not fake, Betty Boop. Baby, oops, I fell for you, but you got me up and now we stay true. What you mean to me, baby? Don't be mean to me, baby. You been loving me lately. Yeah, you definitely my lady. Think about making the baby. Yeah, these emotions are crazy, but I love you, no maybes. It's what you mean to me, baby. Don't be mean to me, baby. What you mean to me, baby? Don't be mean to me, baby. Yeah, you been loving me lately. Yeah, you definitely my lady. Think about making the baby. Yeah, these emotions are crazy, but I love you, no maybes. It's what you mean to me, baby. What you mean to me, baby? What you mean to me, baby? Don't be mean to me, baby. Don't be mean to me, baby. And you know you my baby. And you know you my lady. Overcoming the pride, starting to realize you more precious in my eyes. And why? It's because of how fly you are, I can't lie. You did a lot, I did a tiny part, but you love me the same, loving my name, knowing it's of God. Want me inside and always feeding your mind. I'm taking my time, enjoying the ride, learn the signs and the things that make you cry. I'm not a perfect guy, but you perfectly mine. And you tell me I'm fine, I be thinking you lying until I look in them eyes. Ain't no surprise that you better can we do? I don't know, but I refuse if I can't do it with you. Baby, you are my boo. Me plus you is two, and God makes it three. We all become one and now we free. True love is for the world to see an example of what love is supposed to be. All this damage, time is surgery. God just served a dose for free. What you mean to me, baby? Don't be mean to me, baby. You been loving me lately. Yeah, you definitely my lady. Think about making a baby. Yeah, these emotions are crazy, but I love you, no maybes. It's what you mean to me, baby. Don't be mean to me, baby. What you mean to me, baby? Don't be mean to me, baby. You been loving me lately. Yeah, you definitely my lady. Thinking about making a baby. Yeah, these emotions are crazy, but I love you, no maybes. It's what you mean to me, baby. What you mean to me, baby? What you mean to me, baby? Don't be mean to me, baby. Don't be mean to me, baby. And you know you my lady. You know you my lady. My maid.
I love you, my baby. Yeah. Mom, I love you, my brain. I love you, my baby. I love you, my stars. Yeah. I love you. All praise to God. Be the most high. And mother and father of all. Become one. My most high. Brain. We will win. What you mean to me, baby? Amen. Mean to me, man. What you mean to me, baby? What you mean, my lady? What you mean to me, baby? You been mentioning me lately. A couple that prays against who? Stays together, boo. Mine made the brand. Mine made the brand. Yeah. 7 Seals. Yeah. The album. What you mean to me, baby?
Talk to me.
Dang. I'm ready to go to sleep.
Now, right there, right? I remember this moment, and I can, and in this moment, I can, I can see her face, and I can see like really, I was really not paying no attention and noticing it though, but she really, cause she was already like touching on me, and like and I seen her face, and it was like, nigga, come on, like come lay down with me, real, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what tip I'm on, and I can feel it
We
through the
love
phone.
you, brother mine.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm mad at myself because I really was focused on. Listen to me though, I'm crying.
I guess she ready to go to sleep, but I'm not. I actually think I'm about to get up and get myself together because I done had enough sleep.
Okay.
So
She told us, okay, I'm crying. But yes, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that energy is definitely, yeah, like, you know, and so the truth of what I'm trying to say is that I can feel the energy shift. I could definitely feel like something was really, she felt more than neglected at that moment. But like, at the same time, like, it's just deeper concepts in anyway. But the whole point is, I'm just glad I was able to notice this, but she could have communicated to me, like, you know, I feel neglected, or I feel like, you know, you weren't paying attention to me, or I didn't like the way that went at the end, or something, like some type of communication that wasn't okay, because that wasn't okay, and she did feel some type of way, no matter if she didn't say it out loud or not. But I think, Coach, you see it from a whole different perspective. I don't know, but I'm just seeing it from like, yeah, like I feel like I I wish he would have communicated how I made her feel in that moment, because I did not know how I made her feel. And I can feel myself making her feel some type of way when I heard that back, and remembering the moment and everything. So that's all. It's just deep. But yes, that was right there in that moment, I think, a form of toxic masculinity too. Cause I was like just all in my, like, I don't know. What you think? My bad. I'm on mute.
Well, a minute ago, I was going to ask Kitty to please take over because I could not stop laughing, but it's not funny. So I want to say that feeling that you're expressing to us We can feel that with you. That is empathy. Um, and empathy only grows our self-love. So I'm here for that growth process within you. um what I can say is that I don't think you should blame yourself. I can't unfortunately stay in
No,
20.
I'm not blaming. Like, see, I think that's where we missing each other. I'm not blaming. That's why I said you see this from a different perspective. I'm not blaming me at all. I'm blaming her for not communicating because truthfully, that's just who I am and who I was, and I can see it. Like I care about certain shit, like certain things, and when I'm focused in focus mode, I might not pay attention. And I needed her to say that to me because that did help me just now. Like just now, right now, me seeing it, it helped me recognize that I do need to be a little bit more self-aware. I mean, like not self-aware, aware of my surroundings and what's going on outside of just what I'm dealing with because somebody else could be feeling some type of way. And I wasn't paying attention to that because I really felt like I was understood. I felt like she understood that. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, and that's why, like I said, even everything still went however it was going to go with regardless because I'm still a certain type of person regardless. But it's like in that moment, that was a moment where, she could have helped me grow. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't because she didn't express how she felt in that moment. So I'm not blaming me because I'm not like that. I didn't do nothing because I still everything that she wanted to happen still happened. I did like ignore something that she was trying to make. You know what I'm saying? Something that we didn't connect on. Like I didn't have that type of. That wasn't me. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, babe, I'm tired. Okay, well, you can go to sleep. We just got up. You feel me? You go to like I'm on some bullshit because I'm not. That's not me. You feel me? So I feel like it's like at that moment she should have left me alone. Is what I'm saying. Like I'm not the nigga for you. You can see that. Like like you on two different pages, and I'm peeping it because I'm like, okay, I can tell what she's on, but I wasn't paying attention to what she was on when I was with her because that's not what my mind was on. My mind wasn't on that at all. Even with her, even still to this day, I still was like focused on that. That was, and she know my focus. That's why after how things went, it went that way. But I'm not the type of person that's paying attention to sexual advances and shit like that. I don't know. And it's like that was new to me. And she because I think she was doing it, and I might be projecting right now on this part. But she might have been doing it just like you said earlier, because I'm on a podcast and she's on there with me and she's like, okay, I'm gonna say this to probably like, boost or geek his audience up, and then I ain't catch it, right? Cool. Like, but communication is key because then you can help me become better at catching things that you don't communicate to me prior. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know how to explain it no better than that. I know I can look at it from the perspective that you look at it like, oh man, why didn't I know how that woman felt or how women think or something like that? That's not how I feel. I feel like women should be more like better at expressing how they feel in general and not think a man is supposed to read their mind so much. And in that moment, it wasn't hard to really read it. It was just that I was in a certain space and I know that made her feel some type of way. And if she didn't feel no type of way, then, that would have been different. But she, like, I don't know how to explain that. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I really genuinely did not realize she felt some type of way until after I had to reevaluate the situation because she was in my face, like, in full, like, submission mode. I don't know how to explain it no better than that. But go ahead, Kitty, you got it.
Do you still love her?
Well, I love everybody. Like, you know what I'm
Are
saying? I
you
don't know.
in okay, are you in love with her? Are you regretting anything that you should have said to her? Because women are not mind readers. We cannot read what you're thinking or saying. We can see your facial expressions and know somewhat, but it seems like when she kind of stopped, she didn't want any confrontation with you. It seems more as if she wanted to see what you were doing, chill, and trying to figure you out. I'm wondering, sometimes it's not what you say it, but it's how you say it. And if a man slightly raises his voice to me, that'll make a woman, say, okay, he's an authority, I'm gonna listen. And if you have a powerful woman, she'll say, hey, wait a minute now, you didn't, don't talk to me like that. So it depends on what type of woman and mentality, what mental state she was in, you were in, and like Coach said earlier, it's all about communication.
Yeah, no, that's facts. I've met females that have been like, we done like about to argue, and then
But are you in love with her still? Or are you
oh
regretting
no,
not talking
no,
to her?
no, it's not that. It's not that at all. What I'm saying, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we're talking about toxic masculinity, and that's what I was dealing with at that moment, and I didn't realize it, right? And what I'm saying is that if she could have communicated with me, right, we could have actually had a situation where we both could have learned something from that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? And how can I put this, right? She could have learned that like the reasoning behind me not paying attention is because my nature is like focus mode. Like once I'm in a certain, I have to create things. I have to put myself in a certain mindset. You feel me? And in that mindset, I can't be distracted by outside things, and I have to be fully tuned in to what I'm on. And I included her in that. So, I had, she was in that space. So she was, you know what I'm saying? So, and she felt some type of way when she asked me that, or she said that to me, you know what I'm saying, expecting me to respond in a certain manner, which I didn't. But she expected me to respond in that manner, not realizing where my mind was at. You know what I'm saying? And didn't care, but she felt some type of way because she felt like my mind was supposed to be what she wanted my mind to be. And instead of her communicating that there was some type of issue, she let that go on, and she looked at it like I was wrong because I should have looked at it like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get my sign, nigga. That shit was clear as hell. Like, that energy is what I'm saying. And no matter how I look at it, I don't like, I'm saying this because we had arguments after that about similar concepts that I didn't really understand where she was coming from until I listened to that, because she never communicated what the issue really was. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just communication.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. It was a communication breakdown. It was something else I was getting ready to say too, but I hear communication. And was she on your level in the beginning? Because it seems like you are more forward focused than she was. And what was her goals and ambitions? It don't seem like y'all were matched to have that ambition, or were y'all?
Yeah, no, that was one of my issues. Like, she was a woman that she wanted to, be closer to God, and things of that nature. But what happened was, she had this issue where she actually wanted to discipline herself in a lot of things, and the people that she wanted to be around, like the friends she would hang with and things like that. And I was focused on what I was focused on, you know what I'm saying? And it was more so how can I put this? Like, I was really just thinking that maybe I did find somebody that I was supposed to really kick it with in that type of level, and teach her the things that I was learning. And that's when I thought that, you know what I'm saying, you could kind of get a person can change into something else than whatever you're recognizing to be. And they probably can, but you, like, the time frame behind whatever that would be is, it could go against whatever time frame you are supposed to be doing what God needs you to do. And if this person is not in alignment with God and wants from you, then that's not gonna work. And that's what I learned with this woman. But she was not a bad woman. You know what I'm saying? She just didn't have the same mindset that I needed the woman that I was gonna be with to have. And our relationship was really built on sex. You feel me? And us having sex, and me thinking that, like, okay, it was okay for me to have sex because I plan on marrying this woman. Or in my mind, like, I don't plan on not ever fucking with somebody else or something like that. Like, that's what my mindset was, and I didn't care, and I just was doing whatever I wanted to do, and it turned bad, like it was going to do, because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. And That's what happened. And so and it happened like that because, again, me and her wasn't on the same page. Like, we can see it. Like, I was focused on that. She was focused on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to go to work that day. I wanted to do that podcast that day. I wanted to sell some books that day. I wanted, all type of stuff. So that's my mindset. Her mindset is, I don't, I just cooked breakfast and, I don't got nothing else to do today. And, I just want to lay in the bed with you today. And I want to blah, blah, blah. And I honestly, what I'm saying, definitely wanted to do the same thing. So that's why, I did, but I couldn't do it too long. So it's an energy understanding. And I think she had a lack of, she didn't look at it from both sides, is what I'm gonna say. She looked at it from her side. And now that I looked at this and seen where I was wrong at, she never seen what she was wrong at. So and that's where my big issue coming from. So, Coach, if that was a confusion, I think that's where you was like kind of mixed up, like with me, because it's like I'm not really. I understand where I was wrong, and don't get me wrong, because I could have been definitely more understanding. But at the same time, it's like there was a misunderstanding in what was going on. So it wasn't technically like me just trying to, or me doing anything. So I don't know how to explain that better than that. So as we go on, I'm gonna move on with the podcast because I'm over here getting drawn into this old black black flashback or whatever you want to call it. But the next part to it is insecurities of men. So a man being insecure, that's one of my things that I had to learn too. Like I think what made me insecure is most of the time where I used to be in school, I used to get talked about because of my clothes that my mom, and I ain't gonna lie, it didn't happen all my life though. It happened in like middle school when I went to this one school. That's when I first experienced like that type of energy or insecure energy. I didn't feel that energy before that. And I felt that way because I never forget these shacks that I had got and I had wore them to school, and like I didn't hear the end of that. And like it wasn't even because of like being talked about. It was because like there was certain people that was around me that was like into what I was on, and there was people that wanted to hate that I had the ability to draw attention. And then what they would do would be like, oh, well, bro, what kind of shoes is them, bro? Like blah blah. And then boom, y'all know how kids be. So that's how it happened. And so
You
go ahead,
trolling,
Coach.
man. You trolling.
I'm not being dead ass. I had some Shaqs on and it went bad. You know what I'm saying? But I say this though. I ain't gonna hold you up though. I really did experience a lot of insecurities out there because I'm like, I had to really deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And the girls that I wanted to talk to, they was like, kind of looking at me like, you know what I'm saying, laughing too and shit. Like it was like that didn't feel good. And it affected me a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I think it wasn't until like I got into like my 10th grade year in high school that I kind of changed up a lot. And it was a lot that was going on. And then I don't know, long story short, I had to fight my insecurities by learning who I really was. And then I lost myself trying to find out who I really was. And I really was out here roaming around, you know what I'm saying? And my father, you know what I'm saying, like he wasn't no weak man or nothing like that. He showed me a lot of things that made me strong, and he taught me a lot of things that actually made me who I am. But he passed away when I was 13, you know what I'm saying? So I lost him early, and that caused me to kind of look at things different in the world. Like I'm like, damn, I could die. You know what I'm saying? And I really thought about that, but I really didn't have no fear to die. I had this thing like, okay, well, shit, I'm not gonna die type energy, like, and I always would be any situation I get in, like expecting things to go the worst that it could possibly go to anytime certain things happen. I used to fight all the time. I used to get suspended like all the time. So, and that had everything to do with my insecurity and even that, like basically being thinking I can die and like my life is like, not, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to explain it. Like I just felt like useless, like I was disposable. I didn't feel like I had no future. I didn't know that like if God wants to use me, God is gonna make sure I'm here to be able to do whatever it is that I need done. I didn't know that or think like that, you know what I'm saying? And that caused me to be insecure about a lot of things and be like, act out in certain ways where because I didn't know my value. It was just a lot, you know what I'm saying? So what y'all think about that?
Well, I can breathe now. I'm definitely glad that you brought the creator into the conversation. Um, so I definitely think that, yeah, I definitely think that, this conversation is happening for a reason for you also, for all of us. But what I think about that really is that, oh, and I'm sorry for the loss of your father so early. And I just can only imagine, having to be strong for yourself and teach yourself how to be a man that young, but the creator doesn't make any mistakes. So what I'm really hearing, is that during this time, it was a struggle for you, but see, that's human nature for one, but that's also the nature of the brain, you know. And so I always, and that's why, I'm attracted to your rooms. That's why I know you see me in the crowd, and this is really my first time you really hearing my voice for real. But, what I hear is that even early on, you were learning how to master, your mind. So, the things that you went through, they were tough, you know. And I do hear some trauma in there, right? And you can hit me on the back channel, you know what I mean, for some YouTube links. I got you. I focus on the mind also. So, but what I'm hearing from you, during this session is that you are mastering these things. You don't sound like you're struggling. You sound like you're winning. So, I want to just say, congratulations on the work that you're doing, the work that you've done, and I wish you much more success, much more exposure. And I'll land.
Love, sister. Yes, no, the reason why I do these podcasts is because it's learning experiences. Now, the funny part about it is like, yeah, like I always, learn from all of my experiences still. Like I'm I'm alive learning. We all are though, for real. Like if y'all be honest, you know what I'm saying? We are learning every single day. Like the Bible says in Luke 2:52 that Jesus grew in wisdom and stature. And what that means is that um he had to learn more. He learned more than he knew. Whether he never was stupid and never knew nothing, but he got better. That's my main idea of how I'm supposed to be is based on Jesus. Jesus growing to who God wanted Jesus to be, and also who I know I'm supposed to be because I'm one with Christ. And understanding this is my main goal. Being perfect is about loving, and that's why, like you say, master. I've learned what love truly is, and what love truly is patience, understanding, care, correction, long suffering, faithfulness, and loyalty. That's what matters. And a lot of people think some things outside of those things matter, and they think that that's love, and it's not love, and they miss what actually is love. Now, where I was lacking love at in that relationship, in that podcast, is that I was not being understanding, I wasn't being caring, and I probably, patience and stuff like that probably might have been present, but I definitely wasn't paying attention and being corrective to myself, because I didn't pay attention to what she was really focused on, what she really needed, and how she needed to feel even in that moment. And that's an issue, you know what I'm saying? But because I can identify, you know what I'm saying, what this is and what love is, I can also identify when I'm not being loved as well. So I can see a lot of what you call not equally yoked, or however the case may be, some people say, and it never should have got as far as it got. That's just what it is. But I wouldn't have understood that or learned that until I actually experienced. Well, I could have just listened to God in the beginning and read my Bible and did what the Bible said. but based on me experiencing it, I had learned exactly why the scriptures say what it say. So, Kitty, you want to say something, sister? Tap in.
So I agree with what you're saying, but here's one thing about um, when you're getting into a commitment, if you want it permanent. I mean, this is just me speaking, and I did hear a preacher say this once before. When you're evenly yoked, and I'm gonna say this, I'm trying to say it the nicest way I can. Anytime a man inserts his friend into the girl, okay, it binds them as one, like man and wife. So that where you cross over in the Bible is man and wife. That's why you're not supposed to do anything before you get married. Now we all have fallen sin. What's that? All have fallen short in committing sin. I have too. I'm not gonna lie. But a woman, when you do that with a woman, they are more. I mean, this is just my opinion. I feel that they are more connected than a man is, because you are entering her, and then you know what I'm saying. And after that, some men, they just get up and go and keep going. But a woman, they'll try to stay in as long as they can, and then once they're done, they're done. But nowadays, especially now, it's not a true commitment, like, to death do us part. It's like okay, we're gonna get married. Okay, we're gonna have kids. Okay, let's break up. It's like a high school thing. Nobody's committing like they're supposed to. Nobody's not willing to wait to do that. And sometimes when you have sex with your partner, it it has a bond for a woman, but sometimes the man doesn't bond, or it can be vice versa. I don't know how Coach want to respond if I said that the best way I could, because this is a podcast. I'm trying to keep it PG-13, but I just feel that anytime a man inserts his into a woman, it becomes more of a collaboration of as one if you are married.
Yeah, but this is an adult show. So, you know what I'm saying, all the adults is listening, so they know what this means. And the truth of the matter is they shouldn't let their kids listen to this podcast if they are not around. But if they do, they should trust that their kids, you know what I'm saying, not gonna get anything bad out of this. But the truth is, understand, and this is another thing, emotional projection. I'm gonna say this. Um, everything you said is true, sister, but I wanna say, um, there's that's 100% right, and that's where I held myself. And truthfully, I was not the one that ended our relationship. She was. And when I say ended our relationship, it's not like I just like, oh yeah, okay, cool, and gave up. No, I genuinely tried to make things work, but she was already like moved on and doing whatever she wanted to do, and I was like, do your thing. After I realized that she was on whatever she was on, and so because of that, that's how I have to, like, she pretended to be a certain way for a certain amount of time until it was convenient for her. That's all that was. But what I will say is that um I'm definitely familiar with making sure I don't stick my penis in someone that I don't plan on staying with. So I don't just lay with anybody at all. But she was somebody I dealt with after like me being separated from the mother of my children for a while. I actually started to deal with this woman because I was trying to kind of start back into that, or whatever the case may be. But the truth of the matter is, I should have stayed to myself like I am now. Like now, where I am at in my life now, and the mindset I'm in, if I was this way back then, I was actually like this, but actually not as. I definitely wasn't like how I am now. I can't lie to you, but um, I still was focused though. You know what I'm saying? And if I would have stayed focused on doing what I was supposed to be doing, and left her alone, I would have still been able to move in the direction that God wanted me to move in. I didn't have to learn. I was gonna learn everything I learned regardless. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's some people that say, oh, if I never would have did this, I would have never learned. No, I was supposed to not. I mean, I was supposed to avoid that. I wasn't supposed to go after that in the beginning. Just because God put somebody in your life that He gives you access to be able to deal with in a certain manner does not mean you have to take that opportunity. And the truth is that was the first time everything just seemed like it was like right on point on, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, maybe me and her do need to be messing around. And I could have just said no and like just kept it at a friendship level and left it at that. And I didn't do that, you know what I'm saying? And I should have. And I failed that mission, you know what I'm saying? And I failed missions after that. It's just a simple fact that I needed to learn myself, like, who am I? Am I better than what I'm acting like, or am I this is who I am? And the truth is I was better than who I was the whole time, but I just didn't know myself. I didn't know the love in me that, you know, people gravitated towards. But I also, because I wasn't focused on what they was focused on, didn't realize that they would take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? So there's layers to that, because I was definitely not always thinking about sex. So I definitely didn't catch all the signs. And she definitely was looking at dudes that did catch the signs. And she definitely was like, you know what, let me tap into one of these other dudes talking about, because he ain't really, you know what I'm saying, on the type of energy I'm on. So yeah, it just be like that sometimes. And I have to recognize that's what it is. But like I said, the reason why I would have wanted her to communicate is because I can definitely make sure that I'm more aware of certain things if I'm aware of it. I just wasn't. And that moment, I'm like, oh, that's what, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even peep that. That's crazy. But, you know, we like you said, live, learn, grow, all that good stuff. So, grandma, how you feeling, sister? Check out this quick interview with Baking Soda Nuke on Mind Made TV right now.
No, so this not this the next thing. So now when you do mess up, you know what I'm saying, what can you do to get on? You know what I'm saying? What can you do to stay focused, and how do you keep your mindset fresh? You know what I'm saying? How you block out the hating that everybody put out there? Because we all got them haters out there, man. I know you got them haters because you doing some big things.
You know, you just gotta block them out. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that's gonna hate on you regardless. Some people ain't gonna like your music. Some people ain't gonna like the way you move. You know what I'm saying? But you just gotta keep a positive mindset and just stay away from that, because the negativity always bring you down regardless of what situation you're in. And nobody wanna see you. Man.
Thank you for tuning in. You can check it out right now on Mind Made TV on YouTube. Type in Mind Made TV, go to playlist and type in season 1 of Mind Made TV, and we gonna get to it. Let's get it.
I am here. Thank you. This is an interesting conversation that we're having. I just had this conversation with somebody that I talked to last night. So this is something that is very prevalent, that it's everybody's supposed to just accept that you can have free sex and whatever with whomever and do what you want and use the powers that be of whatever it is that you want just to get what you want. And that's supposed to make you happy. And then they're surprised when it doesn't.
Yes, that's like, so it's one of them things where it's like, I don't know how to explain it. We got here because I really wanted to kind of talk about the toxic feminine and masculine energies, and then it went into insecurities of man. But I want to ask you quickly though, Grandma, what do you think makes man insecure?
There are many things that make both of us insecure, and that would be the same things that being afraid of not being rejected, the fear of rejection, fear of being laughed at, were you teased, were you put down, so many, many things. And as a man, as a girl, we can talk about it, but as a man, you're supposed to just take it. So you don't have a right to say anything, and you got to stay real angry and, man up. So to really talk about it and break down the things that you've went through and find out what's toxic about you and why, that takes a lot of introspection. And I've seen you go through a lot of that. And you've grown. We've all grown as we do that. So it's amazing to me that that's becoming more of the norm, but people even have the vocabulary for this, because for so long we did not use it. These concepts didn't even come across. So I find that in parenting and everything we did, that masculinity, that you'll do what I said and not what I do, ruined so many of us that we know better. So a lot of the things we grew up with, we now know better. And so when we know better, we're expected to do better. So I'm proud of you for doing that, and for you guys looking at things. It's not easy. It's easier just to stay in that toxicity that we grew up in, because everybody has that. Everybody has problems in their homes and in their relationship. That's really the new normal. That's always been the normal. We just didn't talk about it. So talking about it and dealing with it is what's going to save so many relationships and so many things within ourselves. And just being sure of who we are and saying, hey, so I missed it, or I don't understand, or whatever. Let's try it again. Can we talk about it? But people do have to be honest, and people don't want to hear honesty, even if it's brutal honesty. They call it brutal because you say what it is that you feel, and then somebody doesn't say the same or agree the same, and all of a sudden they're angry at you, and because something is different, or you think different, or you want differently, they feel rejected. And it's something where we have to look within to find out why we feel rejected. That, if I push someone away or wasn't ready for something, that's my personal space. And you need to understand that you need to tell me what you need and what I need. And if we agree to disagree, then we agree to disagree. And can we be respectful of that? Or do I have a right to expect you to fulfill all of my expectations, which is not possible? No one can do that for one person, because we have to fill our own expectations until we love ourselves and accept who we are and can correct whatever is broken within us. We can't be healed enough to give to someone else. We don't want someone else to fix us, but yet we don't want to look within ourselves. And you can't get it both ways. No one else can fix you. So
No, that,
all the answers are always within yourself. And that's to remember to love yourself first and respect who you are. So
thank you, Grandma. I appreciate that. And yes, and the biggest thing is the communication and us being able to talk about. And this podcast is for that. It's for people to be listening and to be like, okay, you know what? What has other people been through that's gonna help me stop making the same choices? This is more so for women than it is for men, but it also is for men as well, because the man need to recognize that they could be stupid. And what I'm saying by that is, for me, for example, I should not have been with any woman who does not actually fully align with me. Just because I'm horny, just because they make me feel good, just because they cute, just because I think that they might actually make a good person to have around me, because I might just want somebody around me in general. Like, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever the case may be, whatever these reasons is, that has nothing to do with the actual purpose that God intended, which is for that person to become one with me, and that requires them to be able to have the same mind as me. That means that I shouldn't be opening myself up to just any person. And I was doing that. And regardless if I thought, oh, is this not just any person? This is a person I'm really into. This person made me really feel this type of way. That has nothing to do with our minds. This person is not the person that's of like how you supposed to be tapped in. You not even tapped in how you supposed to be tapped in. You're still working on becoming better. So that person has to be willing to become better as well. They can't be thinking that they already got it figured out. They can't think they already know what love is. They can't think they already got it. You know what I'm saying? They can't. Because you know what the truth is already. Like me personally. So for me, and this is a thing, it's a standard I've set for myself that might be too high, which means that I might be single forever. That's the energy that everybody should have. Because the truth is, when you find a person that's on your energy, then you won't be single. But until you do, then you will be. And that's just what it is. And if you settle, like, don't settle, like, not like, don't settle just like, how can I put it? A person will say don't settle. And in that don't settle, they're telling you not to settle for somebody that don't have a lot of money, or don't settle for somebody that don't got this or got that, or somebody that don't look like this or don't look like that, whatever. That's not settling. That don't have nothing to do with settling. What settling truly is you settling for somebody who does not have the nature, character, and authority of the Most High God. That's it. And that's just, if you are a believer, and if you are a believer, you should not want to be with a non-believer. It's just that simple. And I had to realize how strict I had to become in order for me to realize that I was hurting myself. I seen this post on Facebook. Somebody made me so mad. I put it on my Instagram, and the girl got in her feelings a little bit. We had a little back and forth. I'm about to read it. Like, and she commented again too. Let me see. Okay, no, let me see. It says this. God watching you fall in love with somebody he's gonna use to hurt you for character development. And it's a like a white person with a beard and stuff and a cigarette in his mouth that supposedly represent who God is. And it's saying again, God watching you fall in love with somebody he's gonna use to hurt you for character development. And that's implying, of course, like, you know, God is gonna send somebody into your life to hurt you so that you can develop character quality, like, you know, have a better character. That sounds good, don't it? That sounds like that makes sense. Like, people will actually say that, like, you know, yeah, that's what happened to me. I'm crying. Like, this is really real. This is what people say. That's what happened to me. That's not normal. That's just what happened to you. That's not what God intended. That's not what God wanted. So this is what I responded to I commented, like, shake my head. This is very dangerous. God doesn't let people come in your life to hurt you. We let people in our lives to hurt us because we refuse to follow the commandments. I have dodged a lot of bullets after realizing how to stay solid and not fold, even if the woman wants to be a hoe. I use the HOE word. I will let her go about her business. God isn't making her be a HOE. She chose that. Most people end up with HOEs because they ignore the signs God gives. That's the concept. And I use that language because I feel that way. And I have to make sure I stay feeling that way, because if I don't, then I'm going to allow my standards to go down to something that's not God's. And it's not being judgmental. It's the standard that I hold myself in. If I am born again, I must hold myself to that standard. Why would I stay sinning and being a victim to sin if I'm no longer born in that? That will be stupid. I'm supposed to become better, and as I realize everything that I'm doing wrong, find a way to overcome it consistently. And I only need a person that's willing to do the same thing. So that's what that means. So she said, I think unfavorable conditions are meant to build our character. We can learn and grow from those experiences. A lot of times interacting with certain people allows us to recognize our shortcomings and determine what we allow, what boundaries to set, where we need to evolve to in order to not be in a similar position. And I said to her, I understand that though. I just made the comment based on the understanding of God. I know God, the word of God, and the Holy Ghost is upon me. It tells me nothing but truth. And that truth is that God doesn't put anyone in our lives to hurt us. Our lack of love is what causes things to go left and become bad after meeting others. The more we learn love and practice it truly, we won't even entertain people who lack love at all, to even let them hurt us. We make our own choices, and God just gives us opportunities to love. So every person that comes into our life, my point in saying that, and I'm gonna just move on. My point in saying that is that everybody that comes into our life is a opportunity for us to love. So that means that no matter how we personally feel, every relationship we ever been in was a failed mission on our end just as much as it was on their end. And we was not supposed to let it end like that from the beginning. But somewhere along the line, we all messed up. There was some lack of love somewhere on all parts. Was we really truly 100% patient, understanding, caring, corrective? That corrective part is a key one, because a lot of people don't correct at all. When somebody does something you do not like, feel right, that makes you feel some type of way, hurt you, whatever, that is always supposed to be communicated. Like I know Coach was saying earlier, pick your battles, but those battles are every day at all times. We have to be prepared, and your partner got to be as well. Because we fight not against flesh and blood. We fight not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against I want to read it real quick. Let me just read this really quick. Ephesians 6:12 says this. It says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." So that means our partners are not our enemy, but our actual enemy is those actual energies that work, that actually come upon us when we're unsecure against evil. When we're not secure against evil, then we can be what you would call picked on by these spiritual entities called devils that can come into us and overtake us and cause us to go against God's will. So we got to be aware of that with our partners and with ourselves as well. So anybody want to say something before I move on?
This Nikki. I say boundaries in any relationship. Every relationship is very important. If you don't have boundaries, then you have to really reevaluate yourself.
That's facts. That's facts. And so with the next part of the podcast as we move forward, victims. Being a victim, that's kind of what we were just kind of speaking about a little bit low key. What do y'all, we can go in like a popcorn style to see which, if y'all got anything y'all want to add so everybody get a chance. We all want to keep it at 2 minutes so we all get a chance to speak and put it in. I know Kitty and Coach, you already know y'all was in the last room. This is a podcast I'm doing, is on recording, so of course I'm doing most of the talking. But I want to let y'all all get like y'all 2 minutes in too on everything that I'm talking about. So we can start with Kitty and go to Coach, Grandma, and then Young, in that order. Being a victim, what does that mean to you? How does it look? And do you think you have been a victim? That's the question. We're going to pass it down. Go ahead, Kitty. You got it.
Oh, you're hurting me already. Being a victim. It depends on, like I said, communication that has started when you get in the beginning of the relationship. For me, it could be from as feeling sorry for somebody, which I did one time. I felt sorry for somebody because the family member got killed, and I comfort them, and it turned into a relationship, and it ended up being toxic. And I couldn't get out, and they were being a victim. Oh, take me back. I don't know if that's what type of victim you're talking about, but I've had it both ways. So it was kind of a domestic thing where I had to fight back a lot. So I'm not sure which kind you're talking about, but that's it for me. Thanks.
I hear you, sister. You said you had them all. Okay, so I'm going to go to Coach. We're going to open it up after we let everybody go. But Coach, go ahead, tap in, sister. You got it.
Being a victim to me really is not taking self accountability and looking for other people or preying on other people to sort of balance that energy out, using other people as a scapegoat to avoid doing the self work that you need to do, to be whole.
I hear that. That's a good definition. Grandma, what about you?
I think that was a perfect description. I like that. And I don't know what else I could add on there, except that we choose whether or not we are the victim or if we're the teacher, sometimes by our attitude. And we have to believe people when they say, I have a problem, and not try to fix them and say, do you really want to work on it? Do you really want to heal? There are people that can help you heal and understand yourself. You can learn to love yourself. And thankfully, a lot of those places are right here on Clubhouse. That's something that's very different about Clubhouse, that we have direct access to so many of those healing modalities and things that we've never had available to us before, ever in my life. And so there's not a reason for us not to learn how to do this, and to learn that energy can be used for good and bad. And we have to be responsible for what it is and the sanctity of that energy in our body and ourselves and our time, all of that. It's so important that we do that. And when we learn to control that ourselves and love that ourselves, we can give to others and accept them. But can we still put up our boundaries? And if they can't accept that and we can't agree, can we agree to disagree and love one another at least enough to go on, love ourselves enough to let go? Because it's so important. That's part of the learning process. Can we not tell that it was somebody else's fault, but look within our own selves and see what it is that was lacking that we needed during that time? Were we strong enough, or did we need another lesson from somebody else? Because we'll keep repeating it until it's done. That's the nature of it.
Yes, I agree. I definitely do. And I just Young, you can go too. I just want to say that like that's why for the people that do notice, like I have been making sure that I limit my time on this app, and actually the rooms that I hold, because I would keep rooms open for a long time and then I started closing them, like, and then I started drifting away so that I can keep my energy the way that it's supposed to be for the people that want it and need it. Because some people will try to come and drain your energy away from people that actually can use your energy because they don't know how to respect what you have to offer to other people. That's a real thing in your every single day life around the people that you work with, the people that you meet on a daily basis, run into. Like, people will try to, like, that principalities in high places, that energy works every day at all times. It's not stopping. So you really do have to be aware of it. So thank you for that. Young, go ahead, tap in. What do you think about this victim, being a victim?
I feel like once you realize you're the victim in your own circumstances, you can break down walls. And if you're willing to break down walls for relationships, then I think you're doing good, because I think that's the whole point. Like, letting your guard down sometimes so that you can be vulnerable enough to embrace somebody. So, I mean, that's what everyday life is about for me. So, I become a better person when I wake up, because I woke up. So, I live in that state of mind. It's just hard, very hard. So, but I'm stronger. Like, I get stronger every decade so far. Yeah, like, once you realize you are the victim, is up to you to be the teacher and the student. Definitely, if you have children.
I I hear what you're saying, and like once a person identify themselves as a victim, their goal is to make sure they recognize that, okay, well, for example, first off, let's look at the definition of victim. Let's go into this real quick, right? Um, let me see. The definition of victim is it is a person harmed, injured, or killed as a result of a crime, accident, or other events or actions. Now, a person who was harmed, I guess that's cool. That's something that's like simple. Just basically like if a person like hits their hand on something and it kind of hurts them, it harms them. That even if somebody's feelings get hurt, because somebody said you ugly, that's harming. You know what I'm saying? So a person can be a victim in any type of way. Um, what do you think about that? Like, do you think that it's good to be a victim, or that, like, because everybody can be a victim? Like, what do you think about being a victim? Like, far as like, is it like, I'm trying to think of the word I'm trying to use, but like, is being a
It's,
victim?
once you realize
Go ahead.
your circumstance, your life, and you choose to be a victim or you choose to overcome, then you can decide which role you play every day. Because you can play the victim or you can be the victim, but either way, you're still wherever you're at. So if you get stronger, that's a good thing. But if you get weaker, you need to pull in your team so they can support you, because you're going to always need a team. You're going to always need a good set of people around you to lift you up in your hard time. So it's all about how you play victim or be the victim.
Well,
Or
that's the part right there, though, Nikki. That's why I wanted to kind of put in, because the truth of the matter is, victims do need people. That's the problem, and that's why that's how you truly identify a victim. A victim is someone who needs people, because they need someone to help them heal from their whatever they've been victimized by it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that usually works. When you get God in your life and you actually become transformed and renewed and born of God and born of love, love being patience, understanding, care, correction, long suffering, faithfulness, and loyalty, and completely understand this concept of love and love this concept of love and love God, because that's who God is. God is these things around you, but God is not the. Let me make sure this is clear. Those concepts are just concepts. God is always those things at all times without those words having to even exist. But we have to be able to identify what it is, and identifying it is recognizing, hey, did you know that God is always patient, understanding, caring, corrective, long suffering, faithful, and loyal to us? You ain't know that? Yeah, God is always that. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? Well, what's stopping you from being that dope? Well, I don't think I can do it. I don't think nobody can do it. Well, have you tried? Well, no, because it's impossible. So why even try? That's the type of mindset I notice a lot of people have, because it's victim. Like, nobody's perfect, and we all need each other to help, like, us, keep this like lie going. We all need to be part of this lie, because if one person say that no, I am perfect and I can be perfect, then everybody else have to hold themselves to that same standard. That's why they try to kill and crucify people who are perfect, like Jesus. So this is the energy that we have to recognize. So the victim is literally the person who needs other people outside of God. Everybody needs God. So if you need people who need God that don't think they need God, then that's gonna lead you into needing, like, even more people, because they gonna need people. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's get deep. If you stay depending on people who don't depend on God, then somewhere down that line, y'all gonna have to grab onto somebody in y'all groups of people that y'all all gonna need that's grabbing on to God. And the farther away you get, because you're not the one that's gonna grab it, you are setting yourself up for some type of failure and misunderstanding in life, in relationships, in friendships, whatever you have. When you allow yourself to depend on people who are not tied to God, and you depend on people that, because you're not tied to God, then you become a victim for sure.
I was just going to say again, I knew there was a reason that I liked you. I do agree wholeheartedly. Um, Pray for those, those quote unquote enemies, or those quote unquote people that, are trying to push negative energy into your life. Pray extra hard for them. I used to say, like, oh, I'm gonna pray for you, I'm gonna pray for you. So I stopped doing that. I started, like, instead of even saying that, just praying for them, like right there on the spot as soon as I thought of it. And when I have exchanges with people that are quote unquote negative, I pray for that person twice as hard. I send two up for them because they need it, just like you said. And I'll land.
Yes, and it's like, you know, when I be selling my books, it be so funny because I be running into so many different type of people. Like, I just ran into this one dude today. He actually was, I think he was Mexican. He was Mexican, Puerto Rican. I think he was Mexican though. And his his family, they was all just there, and I was walking into the little plaza, and like, they was like right across in the little parking lot, and I was like, hey, hey family, how y'all doing? Started talking, and he was like, no, come here, we can't even hear you, you know what I'm saying? And I said my pitch. He looked at the book. I told him about, he can get a PDF copy, or he can get, the actual paperback copy. And he was like, cool, you know what I'm saying? And he paid for it. He gave me $40 for it, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, cool, bro. Then he took the book, you know what I'm saying? He asked me, did I have an Instagram? I'm like, yeah, for sure, tap me in right here, boom, boom, boom. And then what ended up happening was I walked off to continue to go through the plazas. I walked back. He stopped me again. He was like, bro, dude, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's crazy because we was just really talking about these things not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? And I've been just trying to figure some things out. My mom, she's like, I know she was over there too, but she's against all. Like, she's just believing, like, blue-eyed white Jesus and she doesn't know about this Jesus, like, black Jesus, and like, what I'm saying these things like this, and I'm just like, that's what's up, bro. What do you have any questions? And I gave him some answers, and we had a little conversation really quick, and he wholesomely, what I'm saying, like, was happy that I came with that book. You know what I'm saying? And my point in saying that is because that, like, earlier in this same day, I ran into somebody, and I walked in and I was like, hey, I was like, hey, I got a book. And he's like, no, I'm okay. I'm good. Thank you. I don't, I'm good. I don't, want to. I'm good. I don't read books or something. Some they said, like, weird energy, just all bad energy. And the point is, I was like, no problem. You have a good day. Cool. Kept it pushing. And that energy right there that they created was like I don't know how to explain. It's like emotional projection. Like something in their day was bad. You know what I'm saying? And it was like whatever. But then I went back in. I was like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say really quick, I know some people be thinking I'm just selling stuff or whatever, but I have a free PDF of a book that I got called What's the Point, that I'm promoting to give information to people and stuff like that. And I just wanted to see if you might be interested. It seemed like you in here by yourself might need something to read. And I know you said you don't read, just saying, might, whatever. You're like, that, sure, PDF, free PDF, okay, cool. Yeah, let me, what are you sending to? And I'm like, you got an email or phone number I can send it to? Like, yeah, I got a phone number. Energy change shift. And I think it was because they thought I was trying to sell something to them, which I was, but it was the energy like, okay, well, there's more to me than what you just, notice. And this is not the first time that has happened. This has happened many different times. But I'm saying in the same day, two different type of people that I ran across. One person who, had a negative energy on them. And I could have just walked away and left them alone and cool, whatever. But I'm saying that negative energy was there and it was working. Just like it was working when the positive energy is working when I ran into that brother. You know what I'm saying? So everything works out how it's supposed to. I know that's long drawn out, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the energy that people have is just projection. It's not reality. You can be out here selling the book or anything that you do that you're good at. And there's going to be people that do not like it. And there's going to be people that love it. You just got to meet the people that love it. Even Jesus in his own country has said he could not do many works there because of their lack of faith. Jesus couldn't do great works because because of the people around him. That's how deep that is. So that's one of the most powerful concepts in the world that people don't pay attention to, is that your surroundings can really be your downfall, and you have to be strong enough and connected to God to be able to go anywhere. That's why Jesus told his disciples to wait until the Holy Spirit came upon them before they went out and started doing what they were supposed to be doing. Because if you don't have that power and connected directly to God, you're going to be drawn right into that environment that you part of that's destroying everything around them. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot tied into it. So as I go to the next part of it, it is female attention is dangerous. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because one of the most underlooked concepts that exist is that majority of why everything in the world goes on is because of what women want. And we say we had this concept of it's a man's world, which is a lie. Well, I'm not even gonna say it's a lie. That's not a lie. It's in a way the truth. But guess what? Men want women. So because of that, it just circles right back around to it being a woman's world. It doesn't stop. So I feel like understanding that is key, and I want to get y'all opinion. We can go in the same loop from last time if y'all want to tap in. I don't want to force y'all, but Kitty, Coach, Grandma, Nikki, if y'all want to go in that order, tap in on what do y'all feel about female attention being dangerous?
Okay. I think that female attention roots back to your original topic of female or toxic femininity. So, it seems like as time, proceeds, women are becoming more and more aggressive in all like facets, if you ask me. So, you know, with men kind of now receiving that attention, whereas in traditional days, you know, women, you had to kind of find a woman doing laundry or something. You know, now the women are on the prowl, so to speak. So with that being said, the imbalance is just, you know, crucial around the world. And I think, you know, I was originally going to kind of bring it back to like nature and the laws of nature. In nature, men have to even compete for the attention of a woman, where that's not so anymore. So I mean, it's unfortunate.
No, that's facts. I agree. I agree. Grandma, you want to go, or Kitty, you want to go now, or you want to still wait?
And all I gotta do is believe, and I can achieve all the things I wanna see. Man, it sounds so amazing. I need me an angel that can arrange you and me on a trip to see God is VIP. That's all I need. Yeah. Mom made the mixtape volume 2, man. It ain't hard making money when you working, nigga. I'm these niggas daddies like I'm birthing niggas. Calm down, don't get murked for niggas. I hate all you lurking niggas. Those yo bitch don't wanna hurt you niggas. Ball hard, get money, boy. I'm rolling up that shit ahoy. Smoking on that cookie, nigga. Ball hard, no rookie, nigga. I'm with your bitch, she looking, nigga. I hit the twat and I'm booking, nigga. Stay true, stay real. Days that yeah, man. I can rap like y'all niggas too, man. I can rap just like y'all niggas, man. But it ain't get me nowhere. Look. Stay true and stay real. Days I had with no meals and tapes crinkle with no chills. Driving whips with no L's. Now it's Christmas time. Jingling with no bills. You selling weed with no sales. I can put my bag on wholesales or throw to my bitch like wholesale. I'm a hungry nigga, I eat the whole meal. You a pussy nigga, you know you gon' tell. Loud nigga, I'm blowed as hell. Get money, you know it's real. Prices low, don't need a deal. Money up like winter time with the eating bill. They say I'm down, but I'm eating still. Pockets fat, they eating meals. Yeah. I don't love these songs, they know the drill. King John, yeah. I can rap just like y'all niggas, man. Somebody get them an angel, man, so they can start doing better with their life, man. Cause I don't need none of that. All I need is God. I be trying to do it every day. I'm staying fly, coming off the head. I'm the man, I can't stop. I got that light and it's every day. I'm making it to the top. Pack on the beat, we can't stop. Niggas steady hating, man, they really need to stop. We gon' win, nigga. Yeah, we winning. Yeah, what's up? Mom made the brand. Yeah. It's a free mixtape, man. I'm gonna just give y'all that, man. Free mixtape. Go buy the album. EYE in stores right now. Go download it. Yeah, Mom made the mixtape volume 2, man. Bye. Talk to him, Monty. Yeah. Yeah.
This is Grandma Sherry, and I love the subject. I love the question, and do believe that we have accepted and do accept as women lower standards for some reasons, for ourselves and for others, and make excuses. That way we feel better. And it's interesting to see, can you go toe to toe with someone that you disagree with? Can you tell them where your bottom line is because you care about them? And can you back off when you eat together? Um, that that toxic femininity and masculinity is on both sides. So just the real honesty, and can you look at yourself and see what it is you need, what you like and don't like, and where you want to go, and drop the rest, and manifest what it is that you want instead of what you've been taught or experienced or been thrown at you. And it's not easy. Those changes are not easy, but they're so necessary because there's so much that's happened to so many of us. And that healing is so important. And to walk through that dark shadow, that dark time, that and to face it is not simple, but it's so worth it. And many people, once you've gone to the other side and you've tried to heal, they misunderstand that. And they can misunderstand the lightness that you take or that you want with you, because you no longer want that darkness and want to carry that with you. That's no longer your point anymore, or to control somebody else or needing that control. If you no longer have that, then life lightens up and it changes. You learn to appreciate life so much more when you learn to love yourself and to heal. So you can be misunderstood in that way. Many people think, "Oh, you think you're too good for everybody else now." And it's like, no, I'm good. Without all that, I'm happy and I'm good. And that in itself can be taken very wrong for someone who is not healed or wants to control or um, decide how you or your life is going to go instead of just their own. So it's very interesting. And it'll be interesting to see where it goes.
Thank you for that, sister. And Nikki, do you want to go and tap in with this? The
Yes.
concept is, just so we can do a quick understanding on where we at right now. Female attention is dangerous. Why is that? Okay, okay. Go ahead, Nikki.
Get me out of the room. Um, Female intentions are dangerous because it depends on the female. It depends on what her intentions are, like what her boundaries are, what she's standing for, what she'll fall for. If she's on the up and up and y'all both on the up and up, you can only go up. So when y'all fall together, y'all should always rise together. So it really depends on what the female is. I mean, who the female is and what her mindset is and what her heart lies, because she's leading the relationship before you even got in. Like, a guy usually gives a girl her number. That's usually how it goes. And that's how it's been going for me every decade. So I'm still shy. I'm just 33 now.
Nikki, I want to say this because I've been hearing you come in like a lot of times. I feel like when you actually talk about you know like a female like having her own things together, that a man who don't have his own things together, it doesn't matter how much of a woman got her stuff together, because that's not gonna be okay. It's not gonna be right. It's not gonna be on point, because it's gonna cause a very bad unbalance to occur, because that man literally has to be, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, if the woman has a full connection to God, she doesn't need that man in her life. And if she feel like she doesn't need a man in her life, that's going to cause problems and issues. You feel me? So a woman needs to be with a man who has God in his life. That's the key. And the reason why this is important is because I'm going to be honest with you. Any woman who feels like she 100% is connected to God, like she wants to be, without a man, that's a dangerous woman. I can't even hold you up. But at the same time, that's how some people feel, and that becomes an issue, because if you do know God 100%, then you know God is going to be wanting you to actually be around these men that God is preparing to put certain things in place. And God is definitely having these men do that regardless of what. You feel me? And if you find, you know what I'm saying? It's your goal in life for all women is to help God. And helping God will be helping the man that God put here too. That's what women are here to do. Men are here to fulfill God's plan. And God's plan is for us all to be able to get into a position and a situation for us to actually be self-governed as a whole society. You know what I'm saying? So somebody's gonna definitely eventually get to a point where we are led to a self-governed environment where everybody's on the same page and everybody's one, and there's no man over another woman, things like that. But there is a structure. You see what I'm saying? And so I think what I'm saying is this: you have to make sure that whatever guy you ever talk to or kick it with, they have to be one with God, period. Even if you feel like you're one with God and you know God and things like that, you have to make sure, because you can't. It's different for a man, and I'm trying to make sure I make this clear. A man can find a woman who might not be like equally yoked with him in God, and he could lead that woman to actually understanding where God needs him to go, and lead. I mean, not him to go, but her to go, and he can lead her to the right direction and be an example for her if he's moving how God really intends for him to move. The opposite on the other end is gonna get there, and that can happen. But once that happens, then the man will now have to learn who he truly is, and he is a born leader. And then now the woman is gonna have to step aside and let him go to leading. And if that happens, then now this woman has to be okay with doing that. You know what I'm saying? So again, it like I don't know how to explain this, but a woman, is nothing wrong with a woman wanting to raise a man or not raise. I'm crying. I remember we had that conversation about that. Not raise a man, but teach a man. A woman should not have to teach a man anything. But if she does have a man that she has to teach how to get to the word of God and how to get there, she has to be the type of woman that understands that that's a limited thing, and that's not the goal, and that's not the plan. So she better off not even putting herself in that type of situation at all anyway. She should be trying to find her a man who already is tapped in with God. So I don't know. That's my little spot on
I
that.
think if your family has parents, and it takes a village to raise a family, then if your village is raising families, you can't help but be protected within your village, like your neighborhood, wherever you live, whatever country, state. You can't help but be protected. So that's what I live, a protected life. I always have, because I believed in Jesus. So it's just odd at this era in my life that Clubhouse exists, where I got the most support and the most hate all at one time, that I just love this app. It's just something about this app that just keep me coming back. I'm a loner, so I do be alone a lot. But I come to Clubhouse to get an understanding. I love it every time, but sometimes it can drain your energy. But I always I always get it back by the end of the day. So I think that's where you was going with that.
Don't say that. Don't say you think that's where I was going with that. Coach, go ahead and say what you about to say.
I knew you were a loner. Is it Nicole?
Nikki.
Nikki, I knew you were a loner, Nikki. I was in another room with you, and I sent you a friend request for like 2 days. I don't leave anybody on the request for like 2 days, right? So like 2 days later, I was like, oh, she ain't add me, but she followed me. Okay. So and look, today I get to hear your voice and everything. So hey
Hi,
mine. Oh, I wanted to touch on something you said, but really quick, I think that we all should kind of go back to acknowledging the spiritual aspects of the feminine and the masculine energy, like you were saying, Mine. I forgot exactly what you described. It was something I think you read out of your book. So I'm gonna actually purchase your book when we finish with this session, and I will have better insight. I've heard you kind of play it on like on a recording in some of your rooms, but I'm gonna read it for myself. Don't worry about it. But with that being said, if you don't have the spiritual alignment within yourself, then you aren't bringing the proper energy into any situation. You should get yourself in check first thing in the morning. Your only responsibility is raising your vibration. That's what you're extending to any and everything that you touch, you know, every day. So, okay. All right. I'll land.
That was
No,
beautiful, Coach.
no. Why you say you a Lynn?
Oh, because I didn't want to go over the 2 minutes, and I kind of just overstepped, but I need to familiarize myself with the text so I can be more knowledgeable.
Well, no. So I didn't stop. No, so I haven't stopped anybody from going over 2 minutes. But I would just like y'all, I want y'all to be able to speak what's on y'all mind. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to just be aware of the time frame that y'all are speaking though. So I do appreciate that courtesy. But no, finish what you were saying. That was on your mind for sure.
I just think, in accord with what you kind of believe in, your principles, masculines should be, focused on being the best masculines that they can be, and as well as feminines. We all have a responsibility, like Nikki said, and it does take a village. But, I don't, know what to how far to go on Clubhouse per se, but I mean, in essence, I think that, if everyone just practices being, whole within themselves, or at least practice trying to heal themselves on a regular basis, that effort is an energy in itself.
Hey, what's the word? This your boy King John. And guess what? You can listen to my music that I play on my podcast every day. You can listen to this music on your own on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, or anywhere that you listen to music. Go type in King John. That's King space JON. Type that in, and then all of my music will pop up. And check out my latest album, EYE, Everything You Earn. Check it out right now. No, coach, you on point. I just want I want this to be clear too. Before I do go to this next part, female attention though is where we was at. It's more so like the reason why I said that though is because it's more so like y'all influence everything for real. Y'all just don't understand that y'all do sometimes. And what we have to recognize is that if we can get more, like, this room is only women and me. Where are the brothers at? They not supporting me today. They on this
Triggered.
app somewhere, but they not in here supporting me though. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying my point is that the more women that we have that's on us on the route that God wants us on, the more power we will have. But there's more women that follow these false doctrines and these false understandings and these false teachers and these false people that try to get them to look at things a certain way and adopt a certain way of thinking that's actually like bad. And it's actually gonna keep us in the same spot we've been in for generations after generation after generation. So where do we stop it? It starts with the women. Like, okay, we got to be better at picking who we follow. Whether it's like whoever it is, it don't even if it's our brothers or our fathers, are they speaking what they supposed to be speaking? Are they teaching what they supposed to be teaching? Are they doing what they supposed to be doing? Is what they doing normal? Like, is this like is they doing things that, like, oh, this is what a man's supposed to do, or is this something that's like common sense? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is this common sense, or is this something that is showing the nature, character, and authority of a godly man? Or is this something that even a child can do? That's the big thing, because if a child can do it, then that means that it's not something that just a man can do. That means that this is not what a man is. It's something deeper than that. So we have to be like really aware of that. Like, women have the actual real influence of the world. And if we can get enough women to stop, like, going after the satanic energy in the, like, oh, he on his podcast, so I'm gonna hit him with the, babe, I'm trying to go to sleep, you know what I'm saying, so I can respond with the, I'm about to come tear that up real quick, boom, 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 whatever. And I'm just using that as an example because the type of energy that we have to be on as men is we have to be very aggressive sexually. Like, it's just what it is. I know that because I know the type of energy that I have been on with women in the past that has landed me in the bed. You know what I'm saying? So it's an understanding on how women respond, and women respond to toxic masculinity. So we gotta fix that. So anybody want to respond to that before I move on?
Yeah, I wanted to say I'm not a relationship expert per se, but what it sounds like, what it sounds like, I'm trying to be polite with this, but what it sounds like is that there's an ignorance amongst both genders. So, because I hear you blaming or kind of saying that it's mostly a female thing, but it's a lot of factors in that you haven't really brought up. Um for example, I guess because Kitty, I know I probably lost you, but I'm bringing it back. For example, I mean, you have to think about, um, what can I say, like the things that are promoted or the things that are suggested to the specific genders, and also what attracts the genders. So different things attract females. It's well known that females, come from an emotional, um you know viewpoint, whereas males mostly come from an ego driven viewpoint. So with that being said, the things that are provided to us or supplied to us, in different ways, whether we're shopping out, walking down the street, now they have cars with little like digital signs on them. So I mean, it's everywhere. So, but these things also now are based off of just us looking at them. So they are really, really catered to, what they believe that we should be gearing towards. So I don't think you can kind of really blame it wholeheartedly on females. I think that it's cross gendered. And I think that, it just takes more people that have kind of resisted to, at least speak it. It's almost that instance where once you know something, you can't not know it. Like like the title says, that's like stupidity if hear something wise and you ignore it. So, I mean, I think that it's nowhere to put the blame on either side of the scale. I just think that it just takes responsibility from those who understand it to get the word out there.
Do me a favor, everybody. Everybody right now, let's try something. Let's see what this do. It might not do nothing at all. All y'all do me a favor. Hit the share button right now first. Like, just follow me. Everybody do this for me, please, right now. Everybody hit the share button at the bottom, the little box with the arrow pointing up, and hit share on Clubhouse, right? Do that for me, right? And then after you do that, click the little guy at the bottom with the plus sign, click that, and then ping as many people as possible as you can into the room. Get some people in here. The reason why I'm saying that is because I want to make a point right now. It's 5 women on stage and there's 1 in the audience. The women in this room right now are like the start to making something happen. Y'all have the ability to do a lot in this room right now. Like, regardless if I was here or not. If I left this room and y'all took over the conversation and started speaking about something in general, and y'all all pinged and shared this room right now and got people to start coming in here, this room can flow into something because y'all energy together can influence other women and things like that. And then there's guys that's gonna come in just because they see y'all in here talking. So there's a strong understanding that right now, the only thing that really matters is trying to get women to recognize how much power and influence they have, because they have the ability to influence everybody. If I'm in here talking, right, and I'm saying something that's 100% true, if I have 5 women in this room that come off the mic like, yeah, that's facts, and putting up hearts, it could be 5 other guys in this room and them talking, they won't have a choice but to like just sit there and just relax and chill and be like, okay, well, maybe this, even if this brother's wrong, let me, whatever. And guess what they go try to do, right? I promise you, they're gonna try to find a way to jump in and try to get y'all attention and try to get y'all to start feeling what they're saying so that they can start getting that energy to drift towards them. And if they can, then they can start controlling the space of the room. If they can start getting y'all hearts to turn towards them. This is a real thing. And I don't know, I mean, I know y'all kind of notice this, but I'm pointing this out because women don't even realize how powerful their attention is. So what do y'all think about that? Do you agree with me? You agree with me, Coach, or you still feel how you feel?
I mean, TBH, I'm reviewing the title, and I think most of my followers probably are in other rooms right now, but I did share it. So, I mean, that holds some weight, but I don't see anybody that's gonna want to come in on this title, TBH.
Well, no, that's emotional projection, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say that, but I'm
Nah, I
saying like
feel
that
you.
everything that you no, everything that you personally feel is how you personally feel. But there's people that will come into this room just because you ping them here, whether they like the title or not.
Okay.
And once they come into the room, not just no, I'm just saying, just in general, not just you, but just everybody. They have like that. When I ping people, I don't care what title they like. I just ping, and if they like me, they
It's
come in.
definitely
They come.
emotional because I just turned off my notifications because I was getting like spammed with ping. So now I'm all like nervous, like I don't want to ping unless I want to give them the option.
Yeah, no, that's why my ping, like I ping everybody, and guess what? My notifications are off outside of the app. When I'm on the app, I can get pinged into rooms. I don't know if I got that off or not, but whatever. But like, if I don't want something to happen, I can fix that. You know what I'm saying? Um, but if I start emotionally projecting, like, don't nobody want to be pinged into a room, and then I start limiting how much I ping, then I start limiting the amount of people that I can get to come in my room. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And the same thing, like I haven't been pinging as many people as I need to. But again, I'm like, that's how I work. You know what I'm saying? People, they don't even know what they want. They see a title with a room. They don't know what this room is about. And I make great rooms that my titles don't never match the actual room itself. The room be fired. The title be, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. But as we progressed, we started to develop more emotional intelligence, and we started recognizing that, hey, you know what, mine's rooms, they always start off the same way. They always be calm, cool, collective, and then the conversation grows into something very deep. You know what I'm saying? So,
I pinged for you.
and
I pinged for you tonight.
thank you so much. I appreciate you. Grandma, you want to say something? Go ahead.
I'm driving right now, but my grandson's helping me to talk. But I just want to let you know how much I appreciate it, the just talking about the pinging, because there are so many rooms that I'm a member of or a part of, and I don't know what's going on because I have such limited time that I can be on here now. So I really, really appreciate you guys pinging me and knowing what those rooms are, because even if I can't grab that ping fast enough, I know who you are and I can go look for you and figure that out though. So I appreciate the pings.
Yes, yes, 100. And that's the thing. We don't know. And like, that's what I'm saying. My books, I never knew that I was gonna sell books. I didn't even know I could. I didn't even know. What's so funny is that the first book that I ever sold, it wasn't even a full really book in my opinion. It was something that I put together like, okay, this book is whatever in 2020. But the book that I published last year versus the book that I actually just published this year, my main book, even though I published a lot of books this year and last year, my main book, it's really powerful. And it's like a really full lot of information. It's like a really powerful book. And it's called Seven Seal Secrets of the Bible. This book right here, people be like really like, bro, yeah, let me get a copy. You know what I'm saying? like that. And if they don't want to spend the $34 for a physical copy with me, because I sell my physical copies of this book for $34. My other book, I got books online and stuff like that, whatever. And I got free books that I get to people that can't afford a book at all. And if they want a PDF copy of my main book, they can get one of those too, or whatever. So like, there's an understanding that there's a lot of people that want what you have and you don't even know it. And if we don't go out here and get in people's face to see, like, it's people that I done walked up to that I would probably think that maybe they wouldn't be interested in the book. And they get to listening to me, and they get to ask me questions, and they get to talking to me and stuff like that. And then they end up getting my book. And I never would have thought that that was the conversation I was going to have with this person, because this person is a different nationality than me. This person looks completely different. This person could be like whatever this person is, you know what I'm saying? I talk to all type of people. This person like they into computers, but you know what? They into conspiracies. They into God. They actually want to know, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff. So my point of saying that is that when we kind of limit ourselves because we emotionally project on how we personally feel about something onto everybody else, then we kind of lose out. But getting back to the topic, really quick, right? The next part of the podcast is going into looks. This is a women love stupid men, males. This is the title of the room. And so far we talked about toxic femininity, insecurities of men, victims, and female attention and how it's dangerous. So as we get into this next part, looks, we're going to talk about how looks can really be a big factor. And I want to start this off and see if y'all want to actually say anything to this topic, which is how important looks play when it comes to men for women. Anybody that want to say something, go ahead.
Hi, Mind. Good night. It's
Hey,
Zaraya.
sister.
Hi, Queens on the stage. I well, all right. So let me speak from myself, right? Looks don't really mean anything to me. Like I don't like you guys don't really know my story, but I'm officially getting married tomorrow at 1 p.m. to a guy who is in jail. And I haven't actually looked at his looks. My brother called me and was like, "Hey, sis, I got a Muslim brother here that, he's really interested in you. I've been showing him your pictures, been talking about you a lot, and he's interested." So getting to know him and, Islamically, it's an Islamic thing. I'm like marrying him, right? So I looked at his picture for the first time today and I'm like, I'm glad I'm not superficial. Like, I feel like looks are superficial. Like, right now, you could look like the baddest chick ever, right? But then when you turn 99 years old, you're not going to be that bad chick anymore. Like, I mean, hey, if you do, by all means, like, congratulations. Like, your genetics are, like, beautiful. But at the same time, you're not going to have those looks. So it's superficial. That's my opinion. Now, people around me, so my quote unquote anecdotal, people around me, I don't find that they look at looks either because my best friend, this girl looks beautiful as I don't know what, and her husband is, I guess he's like a 5 on the one scale. So I mean, people around me don't look at looks either. It's superficial. I feel like the people that I hang around
So
will
I
all look at the spirit and at the heart instead of the actual look.
okay, I hear you, right? This is a real story.
What do you mean? Is this a real story? Yeah, I'm getting married tomorrow.
Okay. So how long have you and this man been speaking or talking?
Um, I want to say 2 months now.
This is right.
Yes, I believe in sex before marriage. I mean, sex not before marriage, but sex after marriage. I believe in like literally everything that the Bible tells you that you're supposed to do while you're married. That's what I believe in, like wholeheartedly. I don't believe in like that whole, oh, I like somebody, let's find out how it is now. No, I don't believe in that. I feel get to know the person, like really get to know the
So
person, ask those real questions that you really want to know, and then get to the end of it.
so um what I would say to you is this, right? If you definitely feel like you know this person, then that's understandable. Can I read something real quick? I want to read something out my book. Can I do that real quick?
Go ahead. I never tell you no. I like your book anyway, so it's fine. Go ahead.
You know that a person isn't loving you by following the 7 concepts of bliss. No, that's not where I'm gonna start at. Right here. Okay. If a person is at that point with you without love, it only means that they have interest in something other than you. And if it's not God, you must leave them alone with their master. Don't worry. This should be able to be noticed as long as you do not lay down with the person or engage in sexual acts until you are certain that this person can be trusted with your heart. That requires at least a year of you and your partner going through many different concepts. It will take longer if you do not experience any hardships during the first year of time. In book 1, I spoke of true friendship. True friendship is a test of trials and tribulation. You must fight through. So is the same with your relationship. Don't jump into sex or commitment until you have known the person enough to know how easy they give up. You will find out as long as you be patient. If you and your partner go through a lot early in your relationship, that is good, not bad. If they handle the problems well, you get to know the person a lot faster. But this isn't a common thing. It actually is rare to have problems in a relationship for the first year or two if you and your partner are both established and know what you want. Then the relationship might be smoother the first year or two. On the other hand, there is still a possibility that you can have many problems early. It could be for many different reasons. If that person doesn't make your relationship worse, it actually my bad. That doesn't make your relationship worse. It actually makes it better because you get to experience pressure with your partner to see how they hold up versus a couple who doesn't go through any test the first year or two. And on year 3, break up for something very, very small. Love at, and I'm gonna stop right there. No, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna read this part. Love at first sight is real. You can literally meet someone and say, I'm going to marry this person, and you can actually do it if you choose to. The only issue is that it will be very hard to do considering you do not know what is to come with this person. Nevertheless, you can still choose to fight and love that person from the first day you lay eyes on them, but only if that person lets you. You cannot force anyone to love you for the simple fact love is a choice. Giving up on love also is a choice. You cannot fall in or out of love. That is a myth. You choose to love a person, and that choice is easier at times where you are having a good perception of the person. But when the bad comes and throws off the perfect perception, love becomes harder to choose. So yeah, I'm gonna start right there. And I put that, and I said that and put that out there because I wanted you to grab onto the concept of really understanding timing and why timing is important. So, what do you think about that before we move on?
Mine. I have to. I'm not laughing. Thank you, baby. I have.
Okay, so she sounds like she's busy.
Sorry, no. So, it's babies in the house. Like I am a mother first, so I do love this. So, but no, I believe you wholeheartedly. 3 years ago was the first time I met this man in like real life, and don't do that to me. And he told my brother. He said 3 years ago. This 3 years ago. I pay him no mind because in Islam we like I literally like I'm one of those that you glance at a man and then you glance away, you don't look too long. So like I take my religion very serious. So I glanced at him, but I glanced away, didn't take it no serious. So Anthony told me when I first met this gentleman, he told me that he's going to marry you. And I said, I started laughing. I was like, he doesn't even know me. So how is he going to marry me when he doesn't know me? He was like, he feels like you carry yourself like a woman, a lady. And he can tell by what he's heard you talk about. And I was like, I didn't even have a conversation with this man. So what do you mean he can tell by what I was talking about? And he was like, well, some people just know. And now 3 years later, it's like a full circle. It brings it back full circle. And I'm actually getting married to him. So I believe everything that you just said right now. And true love is there. And test, this man has been put to a test for the last 8 years. Like, and he needs this last little evidence. And I feel like if the fact that he spent 8 years already on this horrible situation in jail and he's not given up yet, he's never going to give up. And if he's not going to give up on something as big as that, or as minor as even making me his wife, then I know this is perfect.
Well, so can I say this? And this is like, because I'm not the bad guy at all. I'm actually like whatever you want to call like the one that's gonna make sure that you actually pay attention to everything. Which is, if you truly believe that what you're saying is 100%, do not base it on things that has nothing to do with reality in y'all relationship. His actual experience when he went through his hardships in prison and things like that is not tied to you and your relationship with him. So you cannot like use that as a way to measure your reasoning on marrying this man. Because there's a lot of men in the world who has done exactly that. They have went to prison, got out of prison. And I'm not trying to say that's not a good thing, because it is. It's a blessing. But what I am saying is that we can use our emotions sometimes can allow us to look at things from a perspective of not reality but feelings. And the feelings does not change the reality. You feel me? The reality still is that just because he got out of prison does not mean he's still not a normal man like any other man that's in this world, who actually still needs to actually go through the same process to get to know a person as anybody else would. And all I'm saying is that you're allowing his experiences in his past to emotionally cloud you, and from being as patient and understanding in the situation of developing a true relationship with him before you decide as if you want to truly be his wife, beyond just your feelings, but based on your actual evidence of faith that you have in who he is. And you can't really have that until you see who he is within him dealing with you, not him just being in prison. Like him actually having to deal with the type of woman you are when he's not just 100% just lusting over you. Because like he's gonna lust over you until y'all have sex, but he's gonna have to be put in situations before y'all get married. Or unless y'all just get married, then you're gonna get put through that while you're married. But within the first year of time, you're going to be exposed to situations that's going to test both of y'all in many different ways. And you're going to have to see if he holds up in that type of energy with you being in his life before you determine whether or not you are fit for his life permanently forever. Or you might find yourself in a position where you get married, y'all have sex, and y'all tied in, and you realize that after a year that it is not what you thought it was going to be. And then you like, man, where did I go wrong? Well, you went wrong because you didn't wait long enough to know whether or not this man was truly for you. And it's not about like you just jumping into it because like I don't want to have to make him keep waiting for sex. Well, truthfully, he shouldn't have been having sex in jail or out of jail with nobody until he was married. And truthfully, a lot of men in this America, if they don't get locked up, they usually be out here having sex with all these random women. Not even all these random women, just maybe even a couple, but they go have sex with random women that they meet, that they end up getting pregnant, all type of stuff happens. And he got saved from that in a way. He got to avoid a lot of things and get time to think and protected from a lot of things outside of prison, and also protected from things inside of prison. And he got to make it out of prison to now have a understanding of both understandings and use his time wisely. So he should be like, let me be patient and take my time with finding a woman who is of God, who knows God truly. And let me test and make sure that this woman is of God. And I'm going to make sure, and the thing is, if he believes truly that you are, and he feel like he know you because he know you since that, then he can, that's cool. That's your business. And that's how it works. That's fine. But I'm just saying that making sure that you truly know a person, it really takes time for real. And you can decide how much time that is. And your life is only limited to what you believe it is. So that's it.
I mean, I appreciate your opinion, and I have to disagree with a couple of things that you said, but that's neither here nor there. It's definitely not lust. I definitely know it's not lust, but at the same time, like, everybody has their opinion, and um, I appreciate you for telling me yours. Either way, I am gonna get married tomorrow, and thank you.
No, 100, sister. I ain't gonna lie. I keep forgetting you saying you get married tomorrow. It's just deep. That's just like so close. But no, yes. Like I hope that, not hope, but I just want y'all to have a great relationship and practice love. and all these good things. I'm gonna send you a copy of my book, and it got a part on relationships that, like, why y'all in a relationship, how y'all can practice loving each other. You know what I'm saying? So as long as y'all practice love, y'all will be all right. You feel me? And y'all just gotta make it.
Yeah, Allah is first. Allah, I put Allah over anything. So Allah first, and then our love. So it's fine.
Well, Allah is love.
Exactly. So
100. Go ahead, coach.
Salam alaikum, Zaraya.
walaikum assalam, my love.
Congratulations on your wedding tomorrow. Well, today.
That part, that part. I just realized it's 1 o'clock in the morning. So today.
So this your bachelorette party, so I'm gonna keep it funky with you. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So is he talking about having children? You can come off mute real quick. Let's just run through this real quick.
Okay. It's
Is he
my
talking about
background
having
is
children?
very loud, so I'm sorry.
Wait,
Okay.
no, wait, hold on, no, wait. We still in the middle of a live podcast, though. I don't
Oh,
want to
okay,
make this.
okay.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't want.
back channel
Yeah, no,
me, Zaraya.
I'm crying. She like, I need all the tea. No, facts though. I hear you though. But no, what I'm gonna say though is that as we, I'm crying. Let me. Y'all amazing though, man. Y'all sisters be amazing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I love y'all. Let me say this. Okay, back. Let's bring it back. We was talking about looks though. We got here, because Sister Zaraya was. I kind of brung out something about love at first sight. No, I forgot what it was, but she was just telling me how she met someone, and it's kind of like that click, and that's a big thing, and we was talking. Oh, that's what it was. She was saying that's the okay. She, I'm crying. She was like, yeah, she was like she's getting married, and the guy she's getting married to, she looked and seen a picture finally of him because she hasn't really looked at him in a minute or whatever the case may be, and she said that she like, I'm glad I'm not into, what everybody else is into. So, what we got from that was that, she wasn't as attracted to him as she could be. And the truth of the matter is that it is a thing, but it is still one of those things where it's like you want to be attracted to the person enough though. So as long as you are attracted to this person in whatever type of way you need to be, that's all that really does matter. You feel me? But because there's gonna always be somebody who looks better than, or so-called better than the next person, whatever. It's just always something. But the whole point is being able to be appreciative of what you have is the most important thing. And sometimes, a lot of times, women miss out. And I think that is a good point, because I think that's the point that Sister Zaraya was trying to make, which is that, like, she's not missing out on a good man because of the things that other people might project outside of their own minds about this guy. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not he was in prison or whatever, she's not like playing into that. She like, this, I can see the good in who he is, and now I'm rocking with him. That's all that matter, and that has to be consistent, even when the same feeling that she got right now, where she like, this guy makes me feel like this. Whenever that feeling like not feel that way because of like the things that we go through in life and experience, as long as she keep the patience, the understanding, the care, the correction, long suffering, faithfulness, and loyalty throughout that entire time, their relationship will work. As long as he do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we on with it. But a lot of times that's not what a lot of women go towards. And that's why the title of the room, Women Love Stupid Males who do not practice love, who they chase after women for looks too. And it's not about looks. Like, you know what I'm saying? For a man, I will say that you definitely want to be attracted to the woman that you are dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But when you allow, yourself to chase after a woman because of how she looks alone, or you try to deal with a woman just because she looked good and stuff like that, it will cause problems every time. And because a lot of times the women that look like really attractive, that you can clearly see that this woman right here is like what you would call a dime. They do that. Like what a dime so-called is a universal woman that every man just like, damn, she bad. Boom. Okay, well, if everybody, you can tell that you chasing after that is everybody's chasing after that. Every person that has ever met this woman that has had an opportunity has tried to tap in with that woman in some type of manner, whether even if it's indirect. And the thing is, she has to have to learn how to deal with that or accept that or, mess up and miss it or accept it or be gullible or all type of things. And sometimes she might be just so scared of it, she has to sit back and figure out like how, you know what I'm saying, and be scared. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that go on with in any person, regardless of what. You know what I'm saying? There's always something. And she might be bullied. That happens. A person can get bullied and people make her feel like she's not as cute or attractive as she really is. And she might not even notice how dope she is. And she might have insecurity problems or whatever. You know what I'm saying? All type of things happen when it comes to women. And if you're just chasing a woman after her looks, she can be damaging to you. She can have problems that she's burying because nobody's helping her with her because they too busy trying to has sex with her or sleep with her or get something from her or use her for some or whatever, that they're not actually like helping her recognize where she's wrong at. And she's turning into somebody that she don't need to be. That's, this is real things that happen. And this is the type of women that man checks after, you know what I'm saying? And they get comfortable with that. And now they're looking at certain women that act a certain way that's toxic. And now all the women that's being like that too, they're all going down that same road, and then they find themselves having the same issues as these other women who still single, even though they look so good. Not trying to be funny. That's just really what it is. Looks so good, so amazing. She's single because she want to be. That's what she says. So this is the energy that we live in this century where so many people are lying. She's lying. Not trying to be funny. She's lying though. She wants to be in a relationship. She just knows that majority of the man that she wants, because of the man that she likes, the stupid man in love, they stupid. And she realized they stupid. So she can't do nothing but keep dealing with stupid men unless she changes what she wants. But she doesn't want to change what she wants because, like Sister Zariah said, a lot of people are stuck into the other type of world where it's like, you don't even realize like the man that you really want, they're getting put through things that, that's causing them not to be able to be noticed by you. Because they don't want those men to be noticed. Because those men are dangerous to the society that has been set up by Satan. So that means that you have to keep these men away from these women by doing whatever you can to make them not desirable. And the ones that, are not a threat, for sure. And it's a real thing. And the ones that's not a threat, guess what? Guess what they are? They are with the program. They go with the flow. They don't want to argue. They good with everything. They comfortable as long as you is. That's not a child of God. The next part is looks, but then the next part of that is lust, which is the concept that we already know what we was talking about, like just lusting or having desires and feelings for a person, which is just the liking. This person buy you some flowers, or this person, take you out on a nice date that y'all experience some good energy, and the energy is great, amazing, feeling great. You know what I'm saying? This makes me feel wonderful. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying, the way that this person hugs me just makes me feel dope. You know what I'm saying? This person knows how to touch me in the right, like on the right, like in the right spot on my back to make me get a little, goosebump or whatever the case may be. This person knows how to, make me feel good. That's lust. And that becomes at that point when the lust is created, that creates the foundation of now, okay, this is what it is. This is what our relationship is based on. I want to be with you because you make me feel like this, when this is what anybody that can do these same things can make you feel like. This is not special. This is not special. You about to make me somebody special to you because I can do something that's not special. There's a million other men in this world that can do that. I need you to love me for the things that no other man can do. the special parts about me that you notice that's about me specifically. And there's some dope stuff about me specifically that no other man has. That's what every man on this planet has. Like, they all have it. Something special about them, regardless of what. And I'm a grown man. I can admit it that there's other men on this planet who's dope in things that I'm not dope in. But just like I'm dope in things that they're not dope in. But there's just an understanding of that. And the woman that gets with that man, she has to realize that this man has something special about him that she has to figure out. And if she doesn't find that special thing, she don't need to be wasting his time, because she's never going to be tied to him at all. She's only with him because of how he makes her feel. And the minute she stopped feeling that way, she has nothing keeping her connected, because she has not found that thing in you that keeps her connected to you. And it's the God in you for real, and whatever that God in you is doing. So it's a deep concept. Anybody want to say something to that? Y'all fell asleep. That's what it is.
I'm still here.
I'm still here. I'm just digesting what you said because it's just digestion.
Go ahead, coach.
I mean, I like to really listen to you teach, you know. I agree with you. It is the God in us that we need to honor and acknowledge at all times.
No, that's facts. But and I'm saying that because that's the important part that a lot of women don't realize. Like, they don't realize that any man can be a certain type of way and make you feel a certain type of way, but not every man has that spark. And that spark is the thing that connects them to God. That's the part that I was saying, that like when a woman says she's fully connected to God without a man, that's the deep part. It's not saying that woman doesn't have anything about her that's of God. That woman literally, this is one thing I can say about women. I don't care how nobody feel. Women are a walking embodiment of God. And like, how can I put this? Like, they are like here as like God in help mode for men. Not trying to be funny. They are better in all the things that men are not. Like, I don't know how to explain it no really better than that. And it's like, if for a woman not to recognize it, it causes her to think that she has to compete with a man for some type of, you know what I'm saying, in some type of way. There's clear things about women that they have that makes them superior to men in certain ways. And not, when I say superior, I don't mean like better than like as humans, but they have the ability and capacity to do things that man can't. Just like men are superior in a lot of things that women are not. That's how life works. And so I think once that is recognized by the woman and by the man, then they can actually come together, and because they know what where they stand at. God is using me for this vision right here. God is using you because you are the incubator to take this vision and help me expand it to where it needs to go. You got ideas that I didn't think about putting. You know how to organize the ideas I got in my mind. I can't do it the way that you can when it comes to the way you organize this over here. I'm not even as good at connecting with people because I am not really a social person. You are like, you like to talk about all type of stuff and connect with a whole bunch of different type of people. You there we go, cool. People like you more. Matter of fact, you got a prettier face. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. It's just all type of things that women can help with that they are valuable at. Not, and it's not even just like the concept of that's all they can do. No, that's a lot. And it's not even trying to be funny. They can create their own things and all this stuff like that all day. That's fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. But with a woman being an asset to a man just makes that woman so much more valuable because of the fact of her being a complete, like, you know what I'm saying, like embodiment of this man and an extension of him. It's like a man now, it's like two people. It's like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. It's like now you got four hands, you know what I'm saying, four legs and all that. That's just what it is, having a good woman by your side. It's just something. That's why Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship is the most powerful relationship in the world, whether people know it or not. That's why they have been so popular. That's why they have done so much That's why it's a lot of people talking about who they are. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way that they handle each other, and the understanding that they have with each other on what they do with each other, and behind closed doors, the ideas that they bring forth together, like they album they do together, or they individual ones that do certain stuff, or whatever the case may be, the understanding behind how they got their daughter, the child that they planning, you know what I'm saying, or the things that they invest their money in, the things that they say we as a family are going to support or not going to support, like that all is how it works. It's like you have to have that teamwork. And I guarantee majority of everything that's going on and the things that they're going after, like for example, how Jay-Z is like the head of all these black men and stuff like this, and that's Jay-Z's vision. Beyonce didn't plan on doing that. She probably ain't know what she planned. She probably would have been out here like one of these other women out here that's famous and stuff like that got their own TV show or something, like whatever, and that go on these shows or whatever. Not trying to be funny. And she would have been a dope artist like Rihanna. That's it. But Rihanna works for Jay-Z. You feel me? Like it's just what it is. So it's like not trying to be funny, but she found the right man that she needed to take whatever greatness she already had and advance it with his greatness and make his greatness greater than what it was too. So I'm gonna just say it like that. And y'all got anything y'all want to add to that before I go to this next part, which is the next part.
I say that common sense doesn't come with maturity. Maturity comes with common sense, and if you lack common sense, then you lack knowledge, and that's just what it is. Like, so our foundation always got to be God, and then love, and then whatever builds after that, because we all need to start with God. Like, that's our foundation. We'll never be greater than him. So if we align on that same understanding, I think that we can all mend bridges.
Yes, no, and it's the order is love. Like love is the key, because love includes understanding, patience, care, correction, long suffering, faithfulness, loyalty. Um, yeah, all of these 7 concepts. That's what love is, and it's needed. So, and this next part is a key part too, right? The next part of it is being alone or feelings of being alone. A lot of reasons why people have failed relationships is because they get into them because they don't want to be alone, and they feel like they need somebody to be in their life, and they have not yet in their life mastered being alone. And what mastering being alone means is that you recognize exactly who you are, and you know your complete purpose here. You prepared. You have control over your emotions. You're recognizing the issues you have, the things you need to fix about yourself. All these things. You notice these things, and you can. And the truth of the matter is, it's hard when you don't have nobody to tell you about yourself. So when you have parents that condone your bad behavior, that don't teach you how to actually control yourself, don't teach you how to be able to communicate with people, don't teach you how to, you know what I'm saying? Like it'd be hard for you. But when you actually do have these things instilled in you, then you have a better understanding on how to be with somebody, and then you might get with somebody um, that might mess you up, you know what I'm saying, and turn you and shift you and your energy, like, nah, you know what I'm saying, and then you might start moving to certain. This is how it be, and what happens is people don't realize that once you are damaged, hurt, whatever, you need time to heal yourself and recognize why you feel that way. And a lot of people don't care why they feel whatever way they feel. They say, I feel this way because it's messed up and I just was hurt or whatever, and then they try to suck it up and just keep it pushing. That's damaging. Oh, I'm hurt because I fell and hit my leg and broke it. So what I need to do is I need to try to get it to somebody to fix it, try to do the best they can, wrap it up, whatever, and try to do some type of rehab with my leg and work it out as much as I can so I can try to heal myself. What that's gonna require? Well, I can't go dancing like I used to be doing. I can't go running and doing a lot of stuff. I can't go hooping like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things I can't do anymore because I'm hurt. So even though all the healthy people whose leg is not broke is out still hooping, running around, doing all these things that I want to do too, I can't do that because I'm damaged and I'm gonna turn around and hurt somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So, or mess somebody else up or slow somebody else down. Let me just stay here and heal up the best I can. I might not even be able to run like that ever again. Because the truth of the matter is, nobody wants a broken person. So you have to try to heal yourself the best you can and hope that you can find somebody who's gonna love you the way that you want to be loved, and you can love the way that you know what I'm saying, they need to be loved. That's what we hope. But when we look for it, then it's harder for us to find it because don't nobody really want that. So you're gonna be trying to project what you want onto somebody else, and then you might find somebody else that want what you want or whatever the case may be, but you're not even recognizing that you're projecting what you want. This might not even be the person for you, and you're only dealing with this person because you feel like this person is gonna accept you how you are, when in reality, you don't know that. It's their decision. And if a person really wanted to deal with you, they will be dealing with you. So you wouldn't have to go trying to find somebody to do it. So your best bet is to stay doing what you're doing, do your best in your own world, doing your regular routines, and through your routines, you're gonna be running into a whole bunch of people. You will have a lot of different people that's gonna be coming around and help you along your journey, different therapists and all this, you know what I'm saying? And they're gonna come and try to get you back into your position. And as you get there, you're gonna run across somebody one day that might be able to tap in with you on the journey you on, and y'all can come together. But if you do it any unnatural way outside of that, it's always gonna have some type of, reaction. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that reaction might not allow you to still make it work, but it's gonna be some type of reaction. So anybody want to respond to that before I go to this next part? I know I'm just moving kind of fast because I want to kind of wrap it up soon because it's been going on for a minute. Anybody want to say something to that?
I have to agree with that because I took literally 3 years to heal myself. Um, like the relationship I had before, like was very, very toxic. It was like life draining, like literally life draining. So, I feel like you do have to take time to be alone in order to gather yourself, to know yourself, do therapy, do the work, do the actual work. Not just go to therapy to say I'm going to therapy, but go to therapy and do the work to heal yourself. Like I may not have healed every little bit in piece, but I've healed those pieces that needed to really, really be healed. Like I'm still working on myself, but I'm healed enough where I can sit there and say, no, I can get back out there. So I agree with that.
100. And yes, that's the healing. Healing is so important. Like I lost I bring this up a lot of times. When I lost my little brother in 2017, in 2019, I found myself breaking down crying. In 2018 too, really. I actually did it like a lot of times, but like one of the main times that I really like it hit me like crazy. Like it's been 2 years now, and I'm like still breaking down from this. So that, like, if you don't really heal from something and really address what you really sad about or what's really making you feel that way, it will overtake you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to acknowledge what it is, and even with, like you said, healing from a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I just, I healed from a relationship too. Recently. That was going on for about a year or so. And I was dealing with a person who I thought I really cared about and loved, and I didn't think I know. But I'm saying, like, I had to learn some stuff from that relationship because I had to realize the key point that I missed the whole time. Like, it's the point that I was just saying earlier that I didn't realize. I actually learned that recently, and I didn't even learn it from the first time. No, you know what I'm saying? I had to learn it recently. And, when I listened to that podcast, I'm like, okay, it confirms it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I was not aware of how I lack that kind of awareness of where I could not be paying attention to what a person might need from me, even though they, you know what I'm saying? Like they could possibly need me to look at something that they, you know what I'm saying? Even if they support me through something, I might not be paying attention at a specific moment of what a person might need from me in a moment because I'm so tapped into whatever I need in a specific moment. And that, even if it might not be all the time, even if I feel like I do so much, that the little things do matter too. So it is a thing. So anybody else want to say something to that? Okay, the next part is others' opinion. And we was kind of talking about this already, emotional projection. Projecting your personal emotions on somebody and making like other people having their emotional projections that they project onto you or your partner. There's a lot of relationships that fail just because of the simple fact that they have friends or family that might not like. I was just watching the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the new Fresh Prince on Peacock or whatever, and it was Jazz and Hillary. They actually date on this show. That it's kind of crazy and weird, like that they did it. They kind of doing it way different, opposite than the actual show. But basically, Jazz and Hillary are in an actual real relationship on the show, and they meet each other's parents. And you know, Hillary goes to meet um, which well how okay, so Jazz meets her parents even though he met them before, but he gets introduced as her man, and then they kind of surprise shock, like, you know, that's, you know, kind of crazy. And it's like an emotional projection because it's like, you know, they looking at him like, okay, well, is this dude able to be the type of man that you really need in your life, whatever. And then on the opposite end, she go meets his parents, and then she acts like she's a Muslim, like a good Muslim girl who, you know, came with her, you know, her hair wrapped and stuff like that, you know, looking like she was a really, you know, religious woman. And that's cool. But she ended up kind of like being like a Wikipedia, whatever he called it, because she kept making like statements like, you know, the capital is such and such as this, and in your religion you do this, and then like, you know, basically trying to overdo the like whatever studying she did on the culture, you know what I'm saying, and it didn't look right, but still it's the emotional projection. Like whether his parents liked her or not, you feel me? She didn't have to do all that, but that's what we do because if the parents don't like you, 9 times out of 10, they gonna be telling their child like, "Hey, leave that person alone." You know what I'm saying? That person's not good for you. That person's gonna mess up this, and you know that person don't mean you know well. And if your parents are doing that to you, they're going to cause your relationship to fail because that negative energy is being projected onto you. And you're going to feel some type of way every time you notice that person not doing something right. Anytime something little occurs that could be a possible red flag or whatever that could possibly make you feel some type of way or think about something in the future that could happen that might not ever happen, you're gonna think about it and you're gonna let it affect you, and it's gonna cause you to start feeling some type of way and be like, oh man, I don't know if I should be with this person or not. Maybe my mama was right. Maybe my daddy was right. Maybe my cousin was right. Maybe my sister was right. Maybe my brother was right. Whatever. And that's called witchcraft. If y'all didn't know that, that's another form of witchcraft. When a person emotionally projects something that they want to happen onto you that has not happened, that could possibly never happen, and they project it like it will happen, that's called witchcraft. And every time something happens that is not like going in the right direction, that thought is embedded in your mind that correlates with the action that's happening, and it causes a chain reaction of you to start feeling like this is reality, and it starts to create that reality in real life. That's dangerous, bro. So I'm gonna move on to this next part. and this is the third part. This is the last part of the podcast. It's intelligent men. So the 3 parts of this we gonna talk about. Men who are intelligent. Intelligent men are people who. Let's actually look at the definition of intelligence, because my definition is a person who definitely takes logic and understanding and reason and be able to take the knowledge that they have and articulate it and use it correctly. That's what intelligence is, but I'm about to look up the definition of intelligence and see what they have. The ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. Pretty much the same thing. The ability to take information, get information, gain knowledge and information, and then use it and articulate it in a skillful manner. That's what real intelligence is. And a lot of people have knowledge and information, but they don't know how to articulate it or use it and apply it in any type of skillful way. That becomes an issue. And so even in my book 48 Keys, I put the 48 concepts of things that we Robert Greene was talking about in his book, a lot of different concepts that we experience. And so what I did was I used some of them similar concepts, and in those concepts I said, hey, what is a different situation that's similar to this, and how do you handle it in a more righteous manner without having to manipulate a person in a negative way to gain this power? And that's what we are supposed to do. We're supposed to find a way in every situation and utilize the knowledge that we have to benefit us. And we don't have to do it in a negative way. And if we only have negative information, then of course we're only going to be able to produce negative results and negative actions. But when we fill our brain with positivity, then we will have nothing but positive actions that's going to be a result of what we do. That's Matthew 6:22. When the light of the body is the eye, therefore that eye be single, that whole body be full of light, is the concept of filling your body with positive energy and positive thoughts, so that your actual actions will be positive. When people freestyle, I had to realize this when I used a freestyle a long time ago. Now when I freestyle, I can control it a lot better than I used to. I still might say something wild, but before, I'd be cussing up a storm, saying all type of crazy stuff or whatever. When I were freestyling, it just be coming out because my subconscious brain was full of so much negativity. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I do it, you know what I'm saying? Try to do that, I'll kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what, bro? Where is this coming from? It's coming from all the stuff that you listen to. So when you freestyle, that's what's coming out. So I had to start reprogramming my mind and saying, okay, no, this is what I mean by it. This is what I want to say. This is how I do this. This is how I actually make my money. This is how I treat women. This is how I want to treat people. You know what I'm saying? This is what I went through. This is what made me stronger. Like that. That's what I had to start to feed myself and fill myself with. So, honesty. Now, this is the thing about honesty, right? Honesty. So the Bible says, and let me make sure I want to got the what's the right verse?
Mom made the brand. They go hate when you up and when you down. They go hate when you winning on your own. They go hate when you really on that road. They go hate when you working on that soul. But you gotta let them know I'ma win, I'ma get it. I'ma grind, I'ma feel it. They go hate, but it still don't stop the winning, nah. It still don't stop the winning. It don't stop, no. Imagine being born a king and nobody can see who you really supposed to be. You the chosen seed who did a lot of worldly things, like feeding fiends and loosening jeans of women that needed that D. No OG, but I was a dog, ready to fall just to get back up and ball. Addicted to alcohol and shopping malls and slapping y'all for talking long. Hard to believe I was a king, but I believe in the things I couldn't see. And now I'm everything they thought I couldn't be. Sold another 60 books just this week, and another dropping soon. All praise to God, thankful what's inside. Even through the hate, I overcome the pride. Never overload the eye, solid under pressure, that's a diamond mine. Had to learn to mastermind, Had to learn the signs, a lot of blessings passing by. Gotta wake up and repent, the kingdom inside perfectly fine. Stop wasting your time and stay focused. All that Satan inside gotta split, no Moses. They never told us what the name really was. It's an action, not a word, but Jesus was the word. He told it to us first. Put the kingdom first, stop backstepping, trying to do the jerk. A lot of lying pastors line up in the church, but we in the streets, about to make it work. Killing the lies and bringing the kingdom to the earth. They ain't ready for this war, I'm about to make it hurt. If they kill me right now, it really will make it worse. It's really time to shine, lift the blessings to the sky. Time to kill the pride, quit messing with the ops. We fine with God, about to show you what's inside. As this time passing by, we done acting shy. Big lion gang, about to kill the lies and open up some eyes so they can all see something like Cardi B. They go hate when you up and when you down. They go hate when you winning on your own. They go hate when you really on that road. They go hate when you working on that soul. But you gotta let them know I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma get it. I'ma grind, I'ma feel it. They go hate, but it still don't stop the winning. Nah, it still don't stop the winning. I be running and ducking from all the pain, falling for all the fame. Easy to see who lame. The money can cause a lane. See me produce the name. It's crucial you see the change. I'm giving up all the rage. Stepped up on the stage, they eager to stay the same. Doped up through the days, strung out in the days. Stepped up in the maze and made it out. No time to pout. Holy Ghost, I'm bound to shout. Never could I lose, cause it's written. I'm on a mission. I was given the power, God to win. And I won't stop until I'm dead. Trials and tribulations bring the fire that will kill the sin. I stayed charged until I became a man. I love power before I play with crayons. Hard times, expose your friends. Starting to lose my tolerance. Serious faces, hard to miss. Going harder than Spartacus. She love hard, I want a part of this. I started this, it's hard to miss. This hard can fix the hard offense I've given you when I use my gift and cater to the world. Trying to lift so I can benefit and give my girl the world. And after I'm gone, my kids gon' do even more. They don't gotta be a more, they just gotta be sure. They was born to explore, learn the world, no door explore. The Lord in this world is scared of me more. Now that I got God, I'm ready for war. Very short, stay at the door, ready for more. Pray the Lord and hope I'll be safe with the sword. Hey, I like taking off face when I'm bored. King John, this ain't even no waste, I'm just bored. They go hate when you up and when you down. They go hate when you winning on your own. They go hate when you really on that road. They go hate when you working on your soul. But you gotta let them know I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma get it. I'ma grind, I'ma feel it. They gon' hate, but it still ain't gon' stop the winning. Nah, it still ain't gon' stop the winning. Nah, it still ain't gon' stop the winning. They go hate when you up and when you down. They go hate when you winning on your own. They go hate when you really on that road. They go hate when you working on your soul. But you gotta let them know I'ma win, I'ma get it. I'ma grind, I'ma feel it. They go hate, but it still ain't stop the winning. Nah, it still ain't gonna stop the winning. Nah,
Still ain't stop the winning.
it still ain't stop the winning.
Nah. Still ain't stop the winning.
Except the king,
Still ain't stop the winning.
mind made the brain.
I'ma grind, I'ma get it.